A Wizard?
A Wizard. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dinner and a Game, the place where you come to be entertained and we come to figure out just how much sanity we have left to give you guys. And we have an answer. It's not much. Thank you everyone for showing up tonight. Tonight is Tuesday, and Tuesday we are going to get into our World of Darkness campaign. First off, let me do a couple of checks on tech. Make sure everything is not on fire. Is everything not on fire? Everything's not on fire. Kicking the wall.
Oh, that's just because Vera hasn't gotten started yet.
Vera hasn't gotten started yet. Oh, yeah, well, she has a conversation to be had.
Yes.
Because if you guys remember, we had a bunch of stuff going on last week. We have a bunch of stuff that's coming up for tonight. We hope everyone is...
I was not involved.
We hope everyone is locked in and ready to go because, once again, we are going to be bringing a lot of role play into your living room, bedroom, bathroom, and beyond. So... That was not a pun, but it turned into one.
Sure did. I exist here solely for the beyond.
So anyway, but I want to check in with my amazing people, my amazing players, and see how they are doing this evening. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Hey.
Hi.
M has is that a 3-liter or a liter? It's a 2-liter? M has a 2-liter of Pepsi. We're all doomed.
I mean, don't I always have one every
Hey, Em,
show?
can I bring you some Coca-Cola?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, M. We got a sponsorship from Coke, and when we go to Gen Con, that's all we're allowed to drink. No water even. Yeah. No, Dasani water, because it's bottled by Coke.
Hold on, you said Coca-Cola products? I'll drink Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about that. There's forbidden Dr. Pepper.
Specifically
Dr. Pepper, I think Ice Cream Sandwiches is getting that sponsorship, so we can't use that. So
Don't do that. He's busy at the castle.
I know, he's at a castle right now.
He's too busy going to be at the castle. So.
He's going to be at the castle. And, he's at a castle!
Playing D&D.
I'm officially a hater.
I'm going to talk about it later.
No water at Gen Con.
Hey, Kevin, you know who hates you?
For the soul, like once he gets back from the castle, we're all good. But if, right now,
Why he's at the castle, we hate him.
Yep.
Don't water at Gen Con sounds like a good way to die. Yes, it would definitely be a good way to die. And if you're going to be at Gen Con this year, we will be there as well. So we might want to get together for a little something. Tonight, we're doing something a little bit different. Normally, during the game, we actually do a giveaway at the break. And normally, it's from a set of 3D printed minis that I usually get from another company. Tonight, we have a special guest in chat, and that is Guciado, who is basically a friend of mine named Doug in real life, and he is running a 3D printed Kickstarter that has launched out, and we are going to be putting his information up into chat right now. Oh, that's the Barley link. If you guys want to listen to the music we're listening to, you can find it right there because I accidentally put the link in chat. But here is his. And let me dump that into the chat. There we go. And that's a Kickstarter running where he is doing a Kickstarter for a 3D printed mini set that he designed. They are gorgeous. It's called the Necromancer's Tower. It's kind of amazing. And those are, we've already backed it. Dinner and Games already backed it. So if you guys want to take a look, be sure you do. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Lucirezin. That is very appreciated.
Necromancer.
Yeah, it's called the Necromancer's Tower. So, and it's got shit tons of undead. So it's really cool. Well, what we're going to do tonight is, of course, we're playing our World of Darkness game. And at the break, when we go on break, we're going to be giving away a mini from his set. Thank you so much for the bits. We really appreciate it. And that set is right here. And we're going to be choosing one mini at the break to give away. So what we're going to do is when we go to break, we're going to put this image up. You guys are going to vote on the mini we giveaway. Now, some of these minis are large bases and some of them are medium bases. You can pretty much tell which ones are the large bases. But if you need a list, I know that the Executioner, the Frogul, the Skeletal Horse, and where is it?
I'm sorry, I want the frog.
You want the Frogul, the Amigran, those are all large bases, and I think there's one where it might be the Skeletal Bear. Yeah, Skeletal Bear. That's all. Those are all large bases.
Wait,
the regulars are mediums.
Bear?
Yes, there is a Skeletal Bear in the set.
I want the bear.
You want the bear? So when we go to break, you guys will have the image up on screen on break. You guys will vote on the mini that you want to see, and my cat is climbing the wall. Interesting.
Spider cat.
So you will vote on the mini you want to be given away, and the winner will be chosen from a lottery we're going to do. You're going to have a keyword to type into chat, and then and PSK Studios said they're going to be they're going to be painting the Executioner because he says it's the best one. But M wants the bear, so it's going to be apparently there's going to be some contested voting because we already have two separate choices going, but. Like I said, we will be doing this at the break, and you guys will be voting on which mini is given away. Doug will be sending you the mini directly from the Necromancer's Tower, and you guys will be getting that mini sent to you. Thank you very much, Doug, for doing this. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much to everyone involved, and very good luck with the Kickstarter. Like I said, we backed it. If you guys have 3D printers out there, it's worth it. It is totally worth it. So we will talk to you guys later on. But tonight, we're playing World of Darkness. And World of Darkness is all about supernatural creatures. And tonight's supernatural creatures are going to be played by these supernatural people. So let's go ahead and start. Let's start with Milagros, because she's snacking.
I'm ruining my fancy dinner.
You're ruining your fancy dinner? What's your fancy dinner?
So this is mushroom risotto.
Oh, you actually have a fancy dinner.
And chicken nuggets.
And chicken nuggets.
Also nice.
Perfect.
I approve of this.
It's like this fancy brand from the grocery store my sister works at. It's like super huge.
That's the most Pandora meal I've ever
Thank you.
But it's just chicken nuggets.
It's super creamy. It's really good. Like I just microwaved it. It's genuinely really good quality. And then chicken nuggets.
And then nuggies.
I'm doing pretty good. I had a rough night because of RA stuff.
Oh, I heard.
So I'm even more excited to be here with my friends and just like forget about all of that. And also just for more gay panicking Pandora, because like that's just my favorite personality trait in person to play. Like it's hysterical to me. Especially because she's like this fucking tank who could probably get hit by a car and not even get bruised, but like God forbid a pretty girl exists in her vicinity. She's like, wow, there goes my frontal cortex. I'll never see it again. Like it's so good. And I don't know if you guys whoever's watching right now is part of our Discord server. If you're not, you should be.
Oh god, yes.
The RP that was taking place between last week and this week was high art. It was just literature. Robert.
High art. Wait. High art / softcore.
Oh, yeah.
I literally got the message from Ray of, hey, we made some smut for you.
That is the motivation to join it. I would join just to see that.
It's real good too.
It's real good.
Thank you.
So, thank you. And who are you playing tonight? Pandora.
I'm playing Pandora. Our Black Fury sort of werewolf. And, you know, just local useless lesbian. Like, dear Lord, somebody please get her GF before she has a stroke.
And there are some prerequisites for the GF, because
we're working on all of them.
Yeah, has to be goth. Has to be goth GF.
There you go. So, not nominating anyone local.
Yeah,
not nominating anyone local. No.
We've been building up something for weeks and weeks, you know, it's nothing. Nothing there.
It's
Yeah.
okay. All right. So, speaking to other people who may be now feeling a little odd, Ivy.
I have no part of I am not the goth girl.
Who are you playing, Ivy?
I am playing Vera Rola. She is our failed nun, our La Sombra vampire, who's definitely not the goth girl at the group. Definitely not.
What's Vera wear again?
Hey, Sphinx. Calm your face. Turn your face.
My face doesn't have an off switch.
Well, you can always take away his empathy, and then there goes.
I take it back. I take that whole comment back. Never again. I'm playing Vera Rola, our failed nun vampire lady. She's great.
Jessica said she'd like to know how a fancy vampire takes a bite.
Depends on who it's biting.
You know, like those boba straws that are sharp at the end?
Oh yeah, the blood Capri-Suns from last episode.
Yeah, my blood's pretty
Oh yeah, that was great. Thank you very much. Jonathan, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I'm good.
And who are you, my noble sir, going to be playing tonight?
I am playing Mark, who is a werecat and is a fakehin, and he is perplexed by this house at the moment. It's a very unusual place to be, and has missed out on almost every conversation everybody has had.
Because he's been playing in the pool.
Thoroughly enjoying being teleported by the house. Into the pool.
Are you honestly telling me that if you showed up at this house, y'all wouldn't have really genuinely done the same thing?
Oh no, I
Oh, no,
I
100%.
would've.
No,
I
like,
would've.
absolutely would have.
no, like, you're right. However,
I mean, you guys are like, hey, let's chat and do personal stuff, and he's like, this is the coolest house ever.
diving board.
Who ever invented a house that can curveball throw you into a swimming pool after you've been teleported? That person deserves a design medal. Like,
You're
who's the
gonna
architect of this place, Em? Like, I would like to know who architectures like this place up.
as Finn said, it was either Tuck or oh my god, I forgot the other one's name.
The Slua.
Yeah.
You never.
No, I did. I did in the freaking conversation in Discord. I'll look it up in a minute. It's in the Discord. I'll find it. But yes, he's one of those two did it because apparently Finn left all the design to them. So, so thank you, Jonathan. And Mark is going to be Mark, as we've said before. So, Sphinx, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing better. I had a pretty crappy cold all weekend, and I'm on the mend. So I'm very, very glad to be here with you guys, ready to roll some dice and maybe give Emrys a little piece tonight.
Yes, you think.
That's funny.
Oh.
Excuse me, best friend.
I have no illusions that
Hey,
as
best
to what is
friend.
actually going to happen. Hey,
Best friend, how you doing?
Oh, that's only one line of Emery's stress that's be coming in tonight. We've got at least 2 strains of stress coming, and I've already thought of a third. So yay!
no.
It's gonna be so peaceful for me. I'm gonna have such a good night's sleep.
You
Great.
right up until you go jogging in the morning.
Gonna be great.
Oh yeah, and go play tuck. And go play tuck at the park lawn.
And finally, M.
Hi.
Oops, I typed the wrong thing. M, how are you doing?
I have a lot of spoons today.
Oh, good. Yeah, I heard you had the zoomies earlier.
I still kind of have the zoomies.
It might be a 2-liter of Pepsi, but we'll go with it. And M, who are you playing tonight?
I will be playing Lady Rosaline, our lovely she, who has done some very strong narrative choices over the last couple of weeks.
No mistakes, though. Never any mistakes. No regrets.
Some terrible choices.
You made a bird.
Like, okay, the only way I picture this is literally Rosaline being like, I've never made a mistake in my life. And Pandora in the background, like, you've made every mistake.
Every last one of them.
So many mistakes. Look at him. Blonde.
He's blonde.
Blonde.
He's gorgeous. He's blonde, he's gorgeous, and he talks. All bad.
But yes, oh yeah, by the way, that bird, only her and Finn can see it. Nobody else can see it, even if you're enchanted. It is an oath, and that's the fun thing about it.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, hydrate.
No.
You shouldn't have drank that entire 2 later.
I can't hear you, but it sounded fun.
I know who did it, so no.
So, ladies and gentlemen, also for the evening, if you do not know, we have 2 different types of currency we use to enter the game. The first one is called our dagger dollars. With dagger dollars, you can influence rolls within the game. You can give people the effects of bless in a D&D game. You can give them automatic successes in a dice pool game. You can give them pluses to dice rolls. You can even do things like, if you get up there in dagger dollars, you can do things like make someone auto crit and auto do max damage. It is insane. Now, you can also do that with bits. We have bits prices for every single one of the dagger dollar prices, but it's not necessary to do with bits. We always accept bits. We love support. You can support us with bits. You can support us by subscribing to the show. We have a lot of changes coming up that we're going to go through really, really fast. First off, the 2 shows that we already have in place, Emerald Sanctums and Kingdoms of Mist, are going to continue because, number 1, we're having a great time, and number 2, I have only killed nobody. So I'm going to kill someone, and that's my goal. But we're going to continue with those 2. Huh?
His initials should be F.I.
And he has a last name, so he actually has initials. That's just part of his first name. So, but we do have a couple of new things coming on. First off, since one of them stepped away, we would love to, number 1, love to thank Star Shard Stories for signing on to run our new Monster Hearts game that's going to be played on Saturday mornings, bright and early. And we're going to be doing starting that. We're doing Session 0 this Saturday.
Yes.
And so are we going live the next Saturday?
Uh-huh.
So we will literally be starting that show up on the 8th. Oh, sorry, the 9th. Oh, the 2nd. I'm jumping ahead. So we're starting that on the 2nd of April. And this is not an April Fool's Day joke. It's really happening. So she's going to be starting that. And Ivy is agreed to come on. And she's going to run a show every 2 weeks on Friday nights. And that is going to be her new D&D 5e Suicide Squad based campaign. Of which it's going to be amazing and marvelous. She has both of them have their cast selected. Ivy's cast, some of them are out of town for a bit. So
Weird. It's almost like one of them's in a castle or something.
this one might be in a castle. Maybe. Yeah. But either way, we're not going to hate him too much. Right, Sphinx?
Fine, I
It's the best part is it's not Kevin, so like you can't hate him. It's not Kevin.
But we'll be starting that up probably in the next couple of weeks. I'll leave that one up to Ivy to set the final date. And these 2 shows are going to be starting up probably in the month of April. And I'm going to be running another game on Friday nights opposite Ivory's game week, and that is going to be a Firefly campaign. Now that one I have been unfortunately not as up as I need to be on getting my cast selected out. I think I've only got like 2 people. So I'll be looking at reaching out to a lot of people to see if anyone wants to play. But it is going to be a Firefly campaign based on the Cortex system for Firefly rules, and we'll be starting that up. We'll be starting the game up actually at the Battle of Serenity Valley, and we'll be going on from there. So, everyone, I hope you guys enjoy the new content. And as we said, and if you follow us anywhere, follow us over on TikTok. Because we are doing a giveaway over there. That giveaway is basically a 3D printed Wizard's Tower. This is going to give away. We hit 1,000 followers. We're at 893, so we're like 100 away. This thing is 11 inches tall, 9 inches wide, 4 stories. It has a hatch in the roof that opens and closes. The front door opens and closes. It is got stairs already in there for every single level. It is amazing. It's a great addition to your tabletop space if you game with minis. It's a great just piece to put up. And it disassembles down to the size where it fits about in a shoebox. I actually have a video up on TikTok that shows like what one floor breaks down to. And so we'll be giving this away when we hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. You can find our links in our link tree, which I did not put in correctly because I'm not very smart.
Dang it.
And my fingers are not on home row either. There we go. And also, we have one other thing. Of course, we already talked about the giveaway at the middle of the break, but we also are giving away this. This is a D&D set of core books. Player's Guide, Monsters Manual, DMG. These are the foil cover print books. So they have the shiny glossy covers. They're not standard covers. It comes with the DMG and the slip sleeve to hold it in. We're giving this away when we hit 1,000 followers here on Twitch. And right now we are sitting at almost 689 followers. So that's coming down to the wire as well. We're getting closer and closer to that goal. And the moment we hit that goal, we're going to draw from all of our followers, and we're going to give this set away to one of our followers. So those folks who came in and followed tonight, you're already signed up for it. So there you go. That's all you have to do. Now, how you guys doing? I talked a lot, and I did it fast too.
Ready for some trauma?
Are you ready for some trauma?
Chicken nuggets.
Almost out of chicken. She's here. She's here to eat chicken nuggets and kick some ass, and she is almost out of chicken nuggets.
That's
so
true.
Finn is about ready to get it.
But
And
you
hate
gotta
on
beat up
Finn.
Tuck. You gotta beat up Tuck though. You gotta beat up Tuck though. He ate your headphones.
You know, when you're traveling at 70 miles an hour, you don't feel the speed bumps anymore. That's all she's saying.
Dude, oh my gosh, that was so evil.
What
Do
looks-
that to her headphones. That's just.
That's why you always get Bluetooth headsets. All right,
Those
so
were a Bluetooth headset. They were just attached to each other, so they don't go flying.
oh well, yeah, they're not attached anymore.
Tuck said no. Tuck said nah, bitch.
All right, and as was said earlier, if you guys want to catch up on any of the RP that happens, we do have RP channels for both our shows. I haven't asked the ladies if they want me to open RP channels for their shows yet, but they're welcome to. But we will have RP channels for both of our shows, where we try and encourage our players to come in and role play, and you guys can observe that. And we do all the RP in channel is canon. So off we ride. When last we left off, Finn had turned in. Mark was having a blast cannonballing into the pool. I do believe that Emery's... Well, I know that Penny, Emery's is a student and adopted daughter, had already turned in as well. She turned in like the moment they got there. She was exhausted.
Yeah.
And Pandora was still up.
Pandora's a dog at the moment.
Pandora's a wolf.
Yes.
She is a puppy. And
I don't
Vera
think she's screaming yet, but she's gonna be screaming soon.
and Rosaline had disappeared. And Vera was in the library with her sire, and they were getting ready to have a little talk.
In the library with
In-
the fire
oops.
and the crucifix.
Oops, hang on one second. I messed up the thingies. There we go.
win.
I win.
Thank you, Sphinx.
Alright, so we have all that going on, and let's go ahead and cut to the library, shall we?
To the library.
To the library!
I was not yet ready. I was fixing in my chair until it was to the library.
So Ezekiel, you escort Ezekiel to the library, and you walk in. As he walks in behind you, he closes the door, and he puts his hand on the door, and he mutters some phrases. Then he nods, and he turns around, and he says, "We won't be interrupted."
I wasn't too worried, except for maybe a couple of eavesdropping.
He's like, "Either way, we won't be interrupted." He says, "So first off, give me the rundown. What is happening?"
With that, she takes, if she could, breathes, she'd be taking a very deep breath as she goes into the explanation of everything that has transpired. At least it's relevant to this. Specifically that Kinsley is alive after Vera having come to him and had that conversation when she was much younger. And so he knows some of that backstory there.
Actually, he knows an extensive amount of that backstory.
He knows all that backstory. It's like I updated my Google Doc or something. If I had to put a type of document on it.
There you go.
Sure.
Sure. She'll go into explanation of what's been happening with everything of why she's here and the presence of this house and these fae, as well as what has transpired with the Emerys up until this point, and finding out that Kinsley might be working for Wraith, and followed with, and that is why I sent you the drawing that Rose made, because I figured this looks a little familiar to me.
So
this probably takes like a good 10-15 minutes of exclamation.
Yes. Which means, yeah, okay. I'm getting that for time frame.
Yeah.
So he kind of stops and he looks at you and he says, when you came to me and you asked for help and you told me what was happening, you asked for power. I told you that there would be sacrifices. And that those sacrifices may take more from you than you were willing to pay. But you contended that you were at peace with that. And that you were willing to pay any price. I'm afraid that some of that price may be coming due.
At the time, I was willing to pay any price, and to an extent I still am. I just didn't realize that her was going to be part of that price.
You can't predict the future.
I know.
Give me time.
God, I love Emerys. That's exactly what he would say in this situation.
He says, I don't know if she's part of the cost. And he taps the drawing, but I know they are.
I thought you were on fine terms with them.
I was on fine terms with them 100 years ago.
Okay. As far as I was aware that you were still on fine terms with them up until I saw this.
There have been some changes, and those changes did not work out in their, and he gestures to the drawing, best interest.
How about in our interest?
He kind of smiles. He's like, oh, it's our interest, is it?
Okay.
Yes, they worked out well in our interest.
Fine. Your interest.
No.
No, whatever you want to put on it.
He says, you are my childer. And
Yeah.
I will always say that it was one of the best decisions I made. You have been loyal and trustworthy. And you have been an asset to me. It says, but there is so much that we cannot account for that has come to pass. I think the hardest thing to deal with is the fact that we are now no longer able to count someone who I once trusted as a brother as even an ally anymore. He says, David is not in the best state of mind. I don't know if you know this, but he finally decided to sire a childer. He was always resistant to this because he did not want to bestow the curse of the Nosferatu on anyone else. But he met a young man who was dying, terminally ill. And as part of this illness, this young man was racked with pain. I do believe it was cancer of some sort. I'm not as abreast with the mortal illnesses as I should be. He said, and David sought permission to sire a childer from the local prince. As you know, New York is in turmoil. The war with Sabbat was incredibly taxing. We were rooted out and broken. And he's referring to the Sabbat because he was a member of the Sabbat before. He said we were rooted out and we were broken. He says the Cam and the Anarchs filled the vacuum left by our presence, and we were left without footholds. When we went through all this and we suffered all these losses, the bishops granted David the right to sire because they needed foot soldiers. David didn't want to abandon his childer as a weapon. He wanted to actually sire. So they forced him to sire 10 for 1. So as David was forced to sire 10 vampires to be used as mongrel attack dogs in order to save David. And he did so. Through everything, he maintained he was stable. We were called on because we had a chance to take down the council, the ruling council for the Council of Primogens. We had a chance to destroy them. And we brought together a number of those chowder and several elders to lead the attack. And David was one of those elders. He was providing, of course, his abilities and his influence to get us into the area we needed to get into safely and quietly. David's childer was not supposed to be part of the mission. He was newly embraced. He was not trained. He was just as bad as the fledglings we use as cannon fodder. When we went in, they were ready for us. They had advanced knowledge. We suffered horrendous losses. And through it all, David's childer were the focal point, the spear point. They took the brunt of the damage, they took the brunt of the hits, and it was only by their sacrifices that the majority of us made it out unscathed. As we were fleeing, however, we discovered that their Tremere had prepared a very nasty surprise for us, and several of the elders were immediately drained of all vitae. And as they fell, one of them was David. His childer came out of the woodwork. He probably was following us the entire time. he picked David up and began to try and carry him out. As all this was happening, it became apparent that he did not have the ability to get David out fast enough. So I picked David up, took him from his arms. But I was also fairly injured, and I attempted to jump us through shadow. And I tried to take all three of us. But David's childer did not appear with us. And he was captured, and he was staked out in the sun. David blames me. And the mass embracing he was forced to do took much more of a heavy toll on his mind than we thought. And with the death of his childer, I'm afraid his mind broke. He has gone rogue. And we do not know what his intentions are. And this is the first appearance we've seen of him, since that night. So, I think now that I see where he's directing his energies and at whom, I think I can fairly say that you are in danger.
I figured that one out.
Yes. So, we have two choices.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay here and try and work this out. But I will tell you, David is a creature of power. Much as I am. If you don't want to take that risk, you know you can come with me.
I always know I can come home.
And you'll be safe there, protected. I don't know what he'll do next, but you'll be safe.
I'll be safe. But I now know, as she gestures to the door, the rest of her companions are out doing their various things.
A mad scratching of claws goes flying by the door.
What?
And howling is coming from down the hallway. And he kind of like raises an eyebrow and he's like, yes, I can see why you'd want to protect them.
Okay.
They're very calm.
That would be Pandora. She's going through a lot, I think. I don't know quite what's happening with her. She's acting really weird. around
More
me.
howling.
She's acting really strange around me. Most weird with me. A little strange with everybody else. She was the dog, so like.
The werewolf.
Right.
I recognized it.
that
I also smelled something I haven't smelled in quite some time. Are you associating with a werecat of some kind?
Okay. Yes.
You do know that the weres all hate us. I mean, the werecats are more curious than violent, but how are you managing to keep the werewolf from killing you? Or attempting to kill you? I hope you do better than that.
Well, right.
I'm listening.
Vera at this moment looks like a small child that's been caught in a jar. Like, right. He's a really curious cat.
So we weren't talking about the cat.
Right. That one's a very
Tom,
curious cat. And then the other one is.
Yes.
I don't know why she.
The one that's currently apparently scrabbling at the door down the hall.
I don't know why she won't kill me or why she just. Okay, maybe you can explain this to me because she's really weird.
Okay.
Okay. So at first, it's been just notes. Like, she refused to speak to me. It's just been passing notes back and forth. Like, the rest of the time, it's been silence. Maybe, like, a one-word answer here and there.
Okay.
Okay. So then, I went through like this very traumatic experience where I was reliving nightmares and things like that and crying blood like we do. You remember the first time that happened?
Yes.
Right. She cleaned off my face of all the blood. And that's weird, right? Like the fact
I
that
mean, she cleaned the blood off your face.
Right. But she is a werewolf.
How?
And was talking to me a little bit up until that point, and then after that, when I asked her about it, has shut down completely on me again. And is now acting weirder. Like eyes the door where all of the scrap. What is happening?
Suddenly you hear the howling cuts out, and there's like a loud thumping from upstairs.
I don't know what's happening.
He's like, he looks around. He's like, yes, very active house.
Very active indeed. This is why I sleep in the basement.
How long have you been sleeping here?
I haven't yet.
Oh,
Just
so
got here.
you're very trusting. That's not
No.
good.
No. The only person that I will... The reason I am so trusting of this group is because Emrys is here.
I know. Your mage
They're all
friend.
wonderful. However, he is kind of the glue that keeps us all from killing each other. So.
I understand, and I respect the choice that you made by stepping away from kindred society and choosing to associate with other powerful supernaturals. But at the same time,
Call it my one human trait that remains.
what would you call that trait?
Companionship? Friendship? Something along those lines.
It's not an argument we should be having at this moment. We will talk when we
Right.
have time to talk
Right.
later. But I'm going to see what information I can dig up. David is very hard to find. Almost impossible. Says, but I have some friends who owe me a favor, and I owe you protection. Because this is not your fault directly. You just exist. You're just a means to an end for him, unfortunately. Because he knows that I care about you.
I know.
He says, now, where your former paramour comes into this, and how she is associated with him, I don't know, but it's an awful big coincidence that both of them are here. By the way, why are you here?
Oh. Well. So. And she'll awkwardly explain why they're here in the first place.
His face goes through several emotions, but it ends on confusion.
At the end, she just kind of stands there, hands clasped in front of her, just like,
I don't even know how to advise you on this.
it's okay.
You're seriously going to do this?
I'm really petty, Dad. You know this. And I think it's a little funny. Come on, you can't tell me that if you had the chance, you wouldn't go and at least cause a little bit of a start.
Yes, but I can get out easily.
I can figure it out.
You can figure it out. You can't punch and shoot your way out of this.
Well, I could.
Oh,
I could
okay.
try.
Yes, you could try.
Yeah.
Just stay behind your wolf girlfriend and don't get in any trouble.
Whoa.
He stands up and says, he stands up because he's sitting on a desk. He stands up and says, what?
I don't have girlfriends.
Of course you don't. You're single and you enjoy your single life. I'm absolutely certain that you're not going to, end up with dog fur in the bed or anything.
What are you talking about?
I don't
You're not
know.
even interested in me.
I absolutely believe that to the fullest extent of my ability to believe any line of bullshit. But
Is she interested in me?
I have no idea. You might want to go ask her.
What?
And he says, but in the meantime, what I think you should do is make sure that you guys, you let the others understand that there is a threat that's outside of the current threats you're facing, which may make everyone lose their minds. And if they do, call me and I'll come get you. He says, in the meantime, I am going to go, like I said, get information. I will be back tomorrow evening. Don't die.
I wasn't planning on it. I'm already dead.
You know that there is a final death. Don't be coy.
I know. I didn't know there was a first one. But now I do.
He says, all right, enough. And he kind of he looks up and he takes out a very small, looks like a piece of wood, and he goes, and he snaps it. And he's like, you can leave the room now.
Okay.
And he goes, and he's just sitting on the desk as you walk out.
See you tomorrow night.
He waves.
As she exits.
All right. So as you exit, there's really loud music coming from the door at the end of the hall. And there may be water coming underneath the bedroom door.
Guys, you good?
There's a very out of breath, thin voice that says, "We're fine! Good night!"
Okay, sweet dreams. When you sleep. And she'll just continue walking.
And you hear giggling from two different voices coming out of behind the door.
No.
Pandora is screaming. Like, you know when like a husky just starts just full.
Here we'll take a singular moment to just be like, Pandora, please.
Pandora's not there. She's
Okay.
upstairs.
Oh, you're upstairs. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I've been raising hell.
I'm just gonna.
Trying to get out of the room.
Fira at this point just goes.
I don't give a shit.
And then she keeps walking to where she presumes her bedroom is in the basement.
Okay.
Whatever has been set for her is.
All right. So everyone is turning in for the evening. Jonathan, what is Mark going to be doing as everyone else seems to be bedding down for the evening?
All right. Well, now that he has realized the house is creating stuff, whether it's real or not,
Oh god.
he is now very interested in how it goes about this process.
If Vera
Oh.
sees Mark on her way to the basement, she'll stop, tell him goodnight, and then continue on.
Oh,
Whatever
thank
antic
you.
he's pulling. Night, Mark.
He's just standing wherever he is.
The door to the basement is right off the kitchen, so you could be in that big ass kitchen with the island sitting there.
I'm literally at the bar, and I'm like, the kitchen bar, and I'm like, Latin to English dictionary.
Latin to English dictionary is on the bar.
I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna use my phone to see if it actually is really Latin. Is it really Latin English dictionary?
No!
What is it?
It's like a Gaelic to English dictionary.
But does the phone register as actually being Gaelic?
Actually, yeah, I can register. Google can register Gaelic.
Okay.
You're walking by.
But the Gaelic doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
It's like some of the words translate well and some of the words don't really translate.
It's like if you put Google Translate through Google Translate.
It's actually more like if you put Old English through Google Translate.
Okay.
Ye old Google.
Yo, Google.
You Google this.
So it can do Gaelic, but it didn't do Latin. I'm pretty sure Emrys would know Latin, so maybe it's not feeding off of everybody's thoughts in the house? But maybe it can pull off anybody's thoughts. So now let's see if we can pull off anybody's thoughts. Let's do a werewolf to English translation book. That would be Pandora's thoughts. Can we pull off a Pandora's thoughts?
So a book shows hits the ground, hits the countertop, I should say. It's basically a bunch of pictures of a very sad-looking wolf,
Are there any like actual characters? Like,
and all it says over and over again is every picture translates into a sad wolf under a bed, a sad wolf locked in a room, a sad wolf.
okay, you know what? All right. Let's see if we can do thoughts a little clearer. What is the month and year we're in, Ray? Like, where are we?
We can just make it right now for this.
Okay, so fictitious 2022.
Right.
All right. Pandora's Life, March 2022.
Bro, what the fuck?
Pandora's what?
Pandora's Life, the book of Pandora's Life, March 2022.
Nothing happens.
Okay, so we're not just able to pull anything. So maybe it doesn't come from people's memories? Maybe it does. Let's try Enochian to English translation book.
Okay. A book hits the ground. And it says on the cover, angel language.
Is that Enochian? I'm gonna open the book. Are the characters the right characters?
No. Inside the book, it's basically text, and it says, look, I can do some things. I can't do everything. I am limited. Enochian is literally like trying to translate fire.
You can talk to me? We can have conversations? Ooh, this is even better! We get to talk now! Can you make the text change in the book as I talk to you, or do you have to make new books?
A piece of paper pops on top of the book. No!
No, you can't change the text in the book?
Another piece of paper pops up. Oh my god, you're so literal. This is absolutely impossible. Go to bed.
I want to go to bed. I want to learn all about the stuff that's going on here.
I don't want to go to bed. I want to go to that house.
One last piece of paper comes down, lands on there. There is a room I keep in this house that has no exits. I will teleport you there. Go to bed.
I mean, but if you teleport me to that room, I mean, won't there be a bed there too? But can't we just do fun stuff? Like, we could have fun. We could do so many things. What do you want to do? I'll do what you want to do. What do you want to do?
The house is like, I'm a house. I'm already doing what I want to do.
There's nothing you've ever wanted to do that you didn't get to do?
We're not going to get to an existential conversation about what a house would or would not want. I am a house. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Go to bed. I provide you a bed. You go to the bed. You stay in the bed and you sleep. Maybe I give you snacks or a glass of milk. That's it. Cookies, no more cookies. You get no cookies.
Can Emrys like pad out and see Mark having this like weird conversation with?
Well, actually, there's a bunch. Mark's sitting at the thing, and there's a bunch of fucking books all over it, and there's a bunch of pieces of papers that keep on falling out of nowhere from the sky, from the roof, I should say.
Emrys, you know stuff. Is this actually angel language?
I come to the counter. What's with all of the pieces of paper falling from nowhere? Are you doing that?
Sort of, not entirely, but basically it's my fault. Let's just call it a Hogwarts situation and move on to whether or not this is angel language.
Mark disappears. Mark, you're in a room with no doors, no windows, a cot, and a glass of water. A piece of paper falls down. A piece of paper falls down in front of Emrys. It says, he called me fucking Hogwarts.
Period.
I will refrain from everything.
I am now going to, at the top of my lungs, as loud as I can scream, sing the song that never ends.
Cool.
And I'm going to march around as I'm doing it.
It echoes. You get the very odd feeling that this wall is made out of cinder blocks that may have been filled in with cement.
I swear to God, if he's in the basement with me and all I can hear is Mark on the other side of the wall,
Well, as soon as you fall asleep, you won't hear a thing.
it's getting to sleep. That is not if he's there.
Oh, I'm screaming this as loud as I can. All I want, and then it breaks into like, all I wanted to do was like talk to Emrys and have like some stuff, and you locked me in the basement.
Nothing happens.
Well, I'm gonna be very hoarse tomorrow because I am
Yep.
not stopping,
And
and I do not have to go to bed if I don't want to.
I will. Still in the kitchen. We'll just kind of look around a bit. Is it
all
okay
the
if
books
I
and
ask-
paper disappears.
Oh, that's cool. That's real cool. I just wanted a snack, like maybe some grapes and some juice or something. I promise I'm not going to make any trouble. I will go right back to my room. With
A plate of
grapes.
cut cheese, grapes, fruit, and a glass of white wine.
You are awesome. Thank you. I will. I'll take all of that and then just like give the house a toast so I can just silently walk over to the back to my room.
All right. So everyone goes to sleep except Mark, who plays Mr. Tambourine Man in the room and yells and screams.
I realize it's nighttime, yes?
It's actually coming up on like
Okay.
dawn.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. I was like, "Uh-oh, Vera, would you awake?" Oh no.
No. It was it was getting late. He was gonna your Zika was gonna be leaving anyway because it's like you called me late. It is late, late for us at least. He's like so. All right, so you guys. Morning comes up. Mark, you're teleported into the pool.
I'm teleported into the pool,
Yes,
directly into the pool, or like above it where I'm gonna fall?
directly into the pool. You're underwater. Pandora, you said you're getting up to actually go outside and jog.
Yes.
You ran into Turk, had a little conversation with him, ended up saying you wanted to spar with him. You went out. He went into the yard. You went into the yard and followed him. And instead of getting into a fighting stance, he dropped down into the full lotus. And he says, "You do want to work on strengthening your skills, don't you?"
Oh.
He says, "Your fighting skills are probably well honed, especially with your anger issues."
They're not issues.
He says, "You may not see them as issues, but I guarantee they are." He says, "Every time you lose your temper, you lose control. Every time you lose control, you give someone else control.
Not if I'm angry enough.
There's always a bigger fish."
But yoga? What's yoga gonna do?
It's not
Flexible
yoga.
enough.
It's not yoga. You're going to sit here and you're going to be quiet and you're going to listen.
To what?
Whatever comes up.
Fine.
How often have you just sat down and listened to what's going on inside your head?
Oh, never. Fuck that shit. What's going on up here is none of my business.
He actually laughs. He's like, that's not not invalid, but it's also not going to help you. You've got a lot of things to work through. You've got a lot of anger, but most of it's at you. He says, you can't keep on holding on to that. The only thing it's going to do is lead you to the one weakness that's going to flare out like more than any other. And then that's going to be the focus of everything else. You're going to spiral out of control. That weakness will become all-consuming. And you notice I'm not saying you're going to be weak. That weakness can manifest in many ways. And in your case, with your abilities and your inability for self-control, that weakness may manifest itself in you hurting everything that you hold dear. Says, I'm a creature called a redcap. In my culture, I'm a murderer. You know why our caps are red?
Because you're pissed off.
No. And he kind of pulls off his stocking hat and he throws it on the ground and it makes a wet sound. He says, because we dipped them in the blood of our slain enemies. He says,
if I do that, is it cultural appropriation?
He looks at you and he says, if you do that, it's going to be disgusting. He's like, that's part of my semen. It doesn't stink or nothing. He
Okay,
says,
but that's like a really cool idea. Is that like cultural appropriation though?
probably.
Ah, shit. Okay.
It says, but I need you to understand something. I am not a murderer. I chose. And I stayed by my choice. I chose to be what I am. I am the right hand of Finian. I am chief amongst his knights and the herald of his honor guard. I chose my path because I could control the other aspects of myself. The aspects of myself that could have led me to fail him by giving in to my other compulsions. I'm naturally drawn to murder and mayhem. It is a choice to control that and focus it where it's needed, not where it wants to go. You got a lot of people in there, including my man Finn. Says, I'm limited. I'm a fae. If the king says jump, I jump. If the king says that Finn is to be hurt and I have to do it, I get a choice and I'll take it. He says, but I'll only have two options. Obey or die. I won't have any others. You and most of your other friends will, because you're not bound by our oaths and you're not bound by our rules. And if we're gonna go and we're gonna take you with us, I have to know that you're not gonna lose control and that you're not gonna turn into the monster that other people would see you as.
I don't do that shit unless someone deserves it. And no one in that house deserves it. Those are my friends. I'd never lay a hand on them.
You haven't been a wolf long, have you?
I think it's 6 years now.
That's
Don't know.
amazing. And in all that time, you've never lost your temper. You never.
Yeah, I lose it, but right people, there's a place for it.
No, I mean, lost your temper. Turned into that thing and not been able to control your actions. Blindly attacked everything in front of you until the rage was spent or everything was destroyed.
It's been a while. I don't have to worry about that.
I respect you if it's the truth. It's a hell of a thing to be able to control that much anger. And trust me, I know. But I need you to remember. The anger is a tool, but it can be used more than by just you. Don't feed it more than it needs to be fed.
Are we done? Are you really gonna make me do yoga? Because I don't want to.
It's like, I get the feeling I'd be hard pressed to make you do anything. And although I'd be willing for it most days, I don't know what resources I may need later tonight. So I think we can curtail the workout this morning to just these words.
Okay. But listen, you don't have to worry about any of your people or mine not letting anything happen to them.
He kind of looks at you and he kind of he gets out of the lotus, stands up, and he says, there is a lot that I'll take for granted. But this, I would only accept an oath on.
Wait, how does that work? I've heard of it, but
There's a lot of ways it can work. It says, but in the end, you swear an oath, you bind it with something that means something to you, and I bind it with something that means something to me. And if the oath is broken, then we both lose. Cannot compel it. The type of oath I'm talking about must be freely given.
what kind of thing? Because I mean, you already fucked up my headphones, and I use those like all the time. So
It says, don't worry about that. I'll bring my knocker friend out. He'll have it fixed in a jiff.
okay.
He says, oaths range in what they cover. It says, but for this, I would ask for a very binding oath. Since we both are taking on a task, and that task is to make sure everyone is protected and safe, I would say that we would take the oath of the accepted burden. It says, it's an oath that provides that should one of us fall, the other one takes on full responsibility for the protection of those we hold dear. But I have to make you understand something. That would mean that if you were to fall, I would be responsible for protecting all your kin and all mine, which includes the vampire. And if I were to fall, you would be responsible for my lord. As well as all the others.
Wait. What others? Like the whole house and stuff? Because I don't think I can do the whole, like Alfred thing.
That's the way it is.
Wait, but like how many people is this including?
Everyone. When you swear to protect someone, when you swear to protect your friends, do you signal some of them out?
No. I understand, like, my friends and Finn, but then are there, like, people in the household you're also responsible for that I would then, like, strangers?
There's no strangers in a household. A household is a house. Therefore, anyone who resides under Finn's care would be under your protection.
Wait, but, like, how many people is that?
There's probably half a dozen.
What? Okay.
But the rest of them are staff. They're not part of the guard.
That's nice. Okay. You're tough, right?
I'm not a knight because I'm a weakling.
Okay.
A knight's title is earned
Okay.
through act and deed.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. Alright, do we have to, like, what do we have to do?
We will recite some words. You summon up something that's close to you, and I summon up something that's close to me. He says, I'll be using this. And he pulls out his hand, and he's holding a gleaming ball of chaotic color. And he says, on ye, I do believe you have a direct touch and tie with the earth, don't you?
Yes?
And you can call that up and summon it to something magical. Make me a...
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What?
I don't know. I got you. Make me an intelligence plus a... is it primal knowledge?
Wait, I finally get to use my new
Primal
dice!
urge. Intelligence plus primal urge.
I finally get to use my new real dice. Hold on. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I've been waiting a month for this. I'm so excited. Hold on. I didn't have my character sheet open. Don't lull at me. It's very serious.
Hey, you're supposed to already have your dice out.
No, I have my dice out.
It was the character sheet.
Oh, the character sheet.
Yeah, I didn't have my
It
character
was the other important part of it.
The other important part of the equation, the character sheet.
Also, my chicken nuggets are gone, so Finn's dead, or he
I gave the kick ass to eat chicken nuggets and I'm all out of chicken nuggets.
Oh, the chicken nuggets, Finn! Get out of bed, you motherfucker!
Get your ass out here, Finn!
Okay,
I got no more chicken
intelligence
nuggets, bitch.
And
Tell the house to make me more.
Intelligence with primal knowledge.
Okay. And difficulty?
Difficulty is a 6.
Okay. A 0 is a 10, right?
Yes.
Okay, that always throws me off.
Gotcha. Yeah, a 1 is a 1 and a 0 is a 10.
Okay, I got 2 6s and a 10.
Oh, perfect. All right, so you are almost 100% positive he is talking about Gnosis. Gnosis is your primal touch with Gaia. And you can summon up Gnosis and utilize it to power gifts, You can use it to power certain items that require Gnosis expenditure. Or, in this case, he's asking you to summon up Gnosis to utilize as a form of committing to this oath.
Okay.
So you would spend 1 point of Gnosis, as he is spending 1 point of Glamour.
Okay.
And he says, you need to repeat after me. Are you ready?
Sure, yeah.
It says, lay down your burden that I might take it up.
I'm afraid of the clickety clacks. Because I want to take it down. But,
Sure.
fine.
I can put it in chat for you.
Oh, okay, then yeah. Then I don't have to clickety clack. Okay. Can you repeat it?
Lay down your burden that I might take it up.
Lay down your burden that I might take it up.
The road is long, and I swear I shall bear it for you until all roads end.
The road is long, and I swear I shall bear it for you until all roads end.
I shall defend our people until the last breath in my body. Else may the road cease to lay beneath my feet.
I shall defend our people until the last breath leaves my body, else may the road cease to lay beneath my feet.
At that point, your Gnosis and the shining ball of chaos merge together, and they fall to the ground. And a tree sprouts up in the yard. It's a sapling, but it is a dogwood. And the little white flowers bloom on it. And he says, if either of us breaks the oath, he says, the tree will die, signifying the end of the pact, and we shall suffer the consequences. This oath is no small thing. We may achieve greater deeds thanks to it. And you get a temporary point of willpower added to your total.
Ooh.
He says,
Damn it. Oh, I have to color it in again. No, I'm just going to type it out.
gotcha. And he says, but if you ever break it, you will have the heart of a coward. Which means that you shall live in fear until you make amends. That means different things to different folks. But I doubt your people are fearful of much. So it may be a new experience for you.
Yeah, I'm never going to find out because that's not happening. Coward? Fuck no.
He says,
A lot of things, not that.
he walks over to you and he puts out his hand.
I'm not going to I'm gonna give him like a
Be
business.
aesthetic, man.
No, I'm not gonna give him like.
I
you
have
know,
been waiting for you to do it. As soon as this happened, I was like, do it, spit in your handshake, do it.
No,
Spit,
that's no. I'm gonna
All
give him
right,
like
all right.
like a kind of stiff like job interview handshake.
Gotcha. Oh, he doesn't actually shake your hand.
Oh,
As you reach out your
like,
hand-
grabbing his hand.
No. As you reach out towards his hand, he reaches forward and he clasps you by the forearm.
Oh, it's still like.
Yeah, and he says, I'm sworn as your shield and sword, as you are sworn as mine. We will defend ours. He says, I'm glad to have you at my side, and I'm even more glad to have you at my back.
Thanks. You too.
He says, sorry about the headset. And he pulls out literally a set of earphones. He's like, I know they're on a cord, but
Yeah. Thanks.
enjoy your run.
I don't really feel like running anymore.
He says, either way, I'm gonna go make some breakfast.
Okay.
He heads back inside. So, Mark, you're in the pool. As you come up for air, you look around. There is a towel folded and laying in a lawn chair right nearby. And there is what looks to be like a breakfast plate. You know, pancakes, eggs, sausages, ham, sitting on a small table beside it. Glass of orange
Did you say
juice.
sitting beside it, or did you say like
Sitting on a small table
really
beside
thrown
it.
into the pool?
No,
of
no, no.
frustration as I walk away towards the kitchen with my wet clothing.
Oh my god.
So you
I
angrily
decided
throw.
I would like to open the side door, Ray, with my foot and force
All right,
instead of using the handle.
cool. It's a sliding glass door, so crash.
Did you declare war on the house?
I think you may be correct about this.
So
I will walk over the shattered glass and through the broken frame that I have just created into the kitchen.
okay, so you walk into the kitchen. Tuck's coming in the front door, and he's like, "What the hell's going on here?" He's
I
like,
don't like this house.
"Oh, well, that's unfortunate."
For the house, maybe.
He's like, "I don't think so." He's like, "Turn around."
It's guessing it's fixed.
Oh yeah, there's not a glass on the floor.
I'm just gonna like grab the nearest object to me, like a bar stool, and just like throw it back through the window.
The bar stool disappears before it even hits the window.
Smash it with my foot now, just like smash
The
it.
glass disappears from the pane when your foot tries to go through it. When you pull your foot back, there's glass in the pane.
Get it, house.
Tuck's like, "I told ya. She's done pissed me off 1,000 times." You know how frustrating it is when your real power is to bite through and eat anything and everything becomes intangible? By the way, don't make her put you in the oubliette. That place fucking sucks. A cot and a glass of water? Are you fucking kidding me? I was there for 2 weeks once.
So, where she sent me wasn't the worst place she had in mind?
Oh, you've already been to the oubliette. Holy shit, it took me like a week to get thrown in there. What the hell did you do your first night?
I tried to have fun with the house.
He's like, alright. And was your fun possibly going to keep everyone else in the house awake?
Does reading involve getting everybody else in the house awake all the time? 'Cause
I
didn't
don't
think
know.
reading was a loud activity.
I don't know. What were you asking to read?
I mean, you know, things I would like to know. I'm trying to figure out what the house could provide me reading material-wise.
Did you think to ask the house?
This house seems to get upset over the smallest things.
It's got a temper. I think you were told that.
No, nobody has told me that.
Oh wait, you weren't inside when they were telling you that. You were playing in the pool. When everyone else got the warning, you were outside in the
He
pool.
hasn't heard anything.
Not a damn
He's like,
thing.
oh.
Mark, so much.
So, alright. Quick, I guess, house lesson. It says, Rose Red is actually named after an actual house that was built by a madman. It says that, not a man, a woman, a mad woman. It says the house has doors that lead to nowhere, has stairs that go into walls. It says, and hundreds of workers died mysteriously while the house was under construction for 90 fucking years. The house still isn't fucking finished. She just fucking died. So, this house is that house. And she's really gets pissed off easy. And especially if you're annoying her, pestering her for all kinds of crap. She's more than happy to provide what you need. He says, but don't get weird. And sometimes she's indulgent. And sometimes she's a bitch. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to call the house a bitch.
No.
Even if the house is
No.
being one,
That was my mistake! Alright, apparently it's being very lenient right now.
Lenient for you. Awesome.
Oh, I don't think it's just me, so let's have some breakfast, shall we?
I'd rather not have house-made breakfast personally.
Oh, I was gonna cook. And he goes over to the fridge and opens the fridge door and he pulls out like a 18 pack of eggs and fucking like a side of cured ham and everything like that. And he starts just putting food on the counter, and it's not a little food. And he goes over to the oven. He opens the oven and he pulls out what looks to be a freshly baked loaf of peasant bread that smells fucking amazing. And he reaches into a cabinet and pulls out what looks to be a crock of hand-churned butter and puts it down. He's like, "Could you cut the bread?"
Is he asking me or is he asking the house? 'Cause I
He's
feel like
asking you.
the house.
No, he's asking you.
Sure.
He's like, "I find that the less I actually ask of the house, the more shit I can actually get."
I mean, but this is still house food.
He's like, "Oh yeah, everything's created by the house." He's like, "But if we tend to ourselves more, making our own meals, etc., etc., the house gives us better shit."
I'm gonna cut the bread. I'm gonna pull out my phone, and I'm gonna go to the Uber app, and I'm gonna Uber Eats myself some food because I do not want house-made food right now.
Okay, not a problem.
I'm thinking McDonald's, just to make it very clear that I'd rather eat McDonald's than that house's food. And I can't imagine anywhere else I could order food from other than McDonald's would send a clear message of how much I don't want the house food.
Mark's pettiness is at 9, ladies and gentlemen. He can actually go
I
higher.
am not being petty.
Mark,
I'm
so
just being
much.
petty.
He can actually go higher. It is terrifying.
I love Mark.
All right, so
But isn't petty a cat's default state?
pretty much. All right, so Emery's, you are asleep upstairs. You're doing that little half awake, half asleep thing you do right before you actually wake up. And as you're doing this, you get what you first think is a dream, but you quickly realize it's more like a lucid dream. You are standing in another one of the bedrooms in the house. Penny is flat out. She's unconscious. She's drooling on the pillow.
I giggle.
she's sleeping on her stomach. She starts to get a very upset look on her face. Her hands start to twitch. Her feet start to move convulsively. And all of a sudden she just rolls onto her back and sits up and screams at the top of her lungs. But there's no sound. She's doing that whole silent scream thing. And then she stops. And she's breathing heavy. And she's looking straight ahead at her, right where you're standing. And she says, "I know. I understand. I get it. No, I get it.
Get what?
We'll do it. We will do what needs to be done.
What do you mean?
This can't be anything else, can it? It has to be me."
What?
And she looks up and she nods.
I look behind me to see if there's anything standing there behind me.
Nope. And she kind of lays back on the bed, and then her eyes close, and she seems to go back to sleep.
I walk over, trying to no, and I will try and shake her awake.
The moment you step down to and you're right before your hands touch her, you're awake in your room. And you smell wonderful smells of breakfast being cooked from somewhere.
Shit. I will. I'm just gonna get up, like put a robe on. I'm gonna walk across over to Penny's room and just knock on the door.
You walk over to Penny's room, knock on the door. You hear, no!
Penny, it's me, Pen. We need to talk.
It's like, oh my god. Fine, come in.
I will, like, very, very, like, slowly open the door.
She's laying on her back and she has a pillow over her face.
Poke my head in. Are you decent?
Did you know you can't actually smother yourself to death?
Yes, I know. It's the whole self-preservation instinct kicks in and it doesn't work.
My head hurts so bad.
I'm sorry. We'll get you some coffee and some Advil or something, and we'll get you some breakfast in you.
I smell breakfast.
Yeah, somebody's cooking.
She kind of sits up and the pillow falls down in her lap. She says, okay. Alright. We need to talk about something?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I just woke up from a really, really weird dream.
Okay.
And in this dream, I was in your room while you were asleep.
Oh, that's creepy as fuck.
It's creepy as fuck. I didn't want to be there. Trust me, it was creepy for me too.
Okay. So creepy dream. Go on.
Creepy dream. In this dream, you woke up and started saying things to me as if you saw me there, but you weren't talking to me. You were talking to someone else that they were behind me, but there was no one behind me.
Okay. So you're having some abandonment issues because I'm in college. You have to accept the fact that I'm growing up.
That's not...
And I'm going to have my own life, and I'm going to meet other people and talk to them.
I want you to have your own life and meet other people. This has nothing to do with that. I promise.
Oh.
I promise it's nothing to do with
Sorry, I took Psych 101 last semester, so it's kind of still there.
Gotcha. I'm glad that you're enjoying your classes. This is something I think from our side of the street.
I'm not taking abnormal psych till next semester.
I mean, our side of the street.
I don't know if there's a supernatural psychology class. Paranormal, maybe?
Whatever it is, it seems paranormal in origin.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got you. No, I got you. We're talking about the dream thing again.
The dream thing, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just know I need to register for classes soon, so...
We can do that as soon as we get back. Or you have a computer, you can do that online, right?
Yeah. But no, sorry, go ahead. You dream. Sorry.
And like I relate to her as best as I can everything that I remember she said in the dream.
He says, oh. Well, I was kind of really dead out of it. She kind of sits there thinking, I don't think I had any dreams. I mean, I was pretty much exhausted. If I did, I don't remember them.
Do you think it might be possible that... Do you normally dream? Do you normally dream? You normally dream, right?
I am a person, so yeah, I dream.
I mean, I know there are people out there who don't dream.
Yeah, they're called psychotics.
That's
sociopaths. Sociopaths do that too.
Yeah.
There's people who don't remember their dreams, but if you monitor them, they go into REM sleep.
Fair.
Sorry.
Do you think that this might be some kind of outside influence?
I mean, the only thing we can do is we can set something up and see if there's any magical influences that are utilized, but we're inside a magical house.
You know what? You're right. And I will look up at the ceiling. Hey, Rose Red. This might be a lot to ask, but can you tell me if there was anything weird happening in this room throughout the night?
There is no answer immediately. After about 30 seconds, when you're ready to like just call out again, the wall of Penny's bedroom, words begin to burn through the paint.
That's new.
And the words say something. What languages were yours?
Does Emma speak?
Yeah.
Emma speaks Latin and Inukshun.
Okay.
And of course Haitian Creole.
Gotcha. So yeah, the language is nothing you recognize. It looks like it might be a variant of English lettering, but some of the letters don't look correct. And it burns into the walls, and it just floats there for a few minutes.
I'm gonna take my phone and I'm gonna pull it to Google Translate, and I'm gonna have it like actively look and see if it recognizes the language.
Google, your phone isn't picking up the words. It doesn't see anything on the wall.
I will turn to just my camera then and see if it picks up anything on the wall.
You take a picture? Look into a viewfinder, you see it.
I take a picture and see if it and then check the picture.
Nothing on the picture.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a notepad and I'm just gonna copy everything down.
Okay. And Penny's kind of looking at the wall, and she says, okay, I don't know what that is,
I don't know either.
but I don't like the fact that there's burning letters on the wall.
Oh,
And I haven't had breakfast or coffee.
the house is alive. Thank you, Rose Red. I really appreciate that. And I finished writing everything down. Gonna look into this. Go ahead and get freshened up. I will meet you in the kitchen.
I'm going to go use a shower in your room.
Okay. That's
My room is now officially haunted, as well as being an intelligent magical house.
Yeah.
This is just the first thing to happen this morning. This is going to be a hell of a day.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, kiddo. Yeah, go ahead and use my shower. I'll meet you in the kitchen,
All right.
and I will leave and just pad into the kitchen.
All right. Rosaline.
Hello.
You are in your room, correct?
No.
Oh no, that's right.
Yeah.
That's why Pandora was screaming.
No, I couldn't remember if she'd snuck off to her room or if she'd.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
want to do the walk of shame.
the walk of shame.
Oh,
Next fan, thank you so much for taking up the challenge and becoming a dagger. We really appreciate it. So Rosaline, you are sitting there and you wake up. You are Little Spoon. Under the covers. Very warm. Very nice. And you're looking out the window. The curtains, of course, still drawn across the window. But there is definitely light out. It's past, dawn without a doubt.
Yep.
You figured you've gotten a few hours sleep, but that's about it.
Woo.
So what are you gonna do?
1, she's got to get up. 2, she's gonna put a robe on. 3, she smells food, so she's fucking hungry. So she's gonna leave the room after putting a robe on.
Okay. So you get up. You find. Oh well! Wow. Thank you very much for. Oh hey, Will. Thank you very much for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Hey, Will.
Well.
So she goes. You put on your robe. That Finn is just once you move, he he starfishes on the bed and he just all snores.
I'm just gonna let him sleep. Let him sleep.
So you come out into the hallway. You walk down the hallway. You see Tuck is cooking. Mark is at the counter. Did you cut the bread, Mark? He's looking at his phone. You see that Emery's is coming downstairs. And Pandora, where did you go after you came back from your run? Or after you didn't run? And where did you go instead of going for your run?
She just kind of like walked around the house a few times, debated going into the pool, but then smelled that like breakfast was cooking and was just like, okay, yeah. And is it takes her a second because I'm gonna use what just happened in the chat. It takes a second for her to realize that daylight means Vera won't be there, and so she's like, "Oh, I can relax." So she just goes right in.
You walk right inside, and literally, as you're walking in the front door, because remember that hallway where the bedrooms are comes right behind the dining room wall.
Oh, no.
So as you're coming to the front door, Rosaline is coming out that hallway as you walk by the dining room, and Rosaline is in a robe,
Oh my god.
and that's about it. Her hair is a fucking mess, and she probably has odd marks on some places. Her normally perfect makeup is smushed. Her eyeshadow looks like it was bled down her face somehow.
Truck if I could. What the fuck is
Hi, Pandora. Good morning. Are you okay?
Emrys turns. Oh, well.
Oh.
Like in that very like maleficent. Well.
Did you have a safe word? What the fuck? You look like you got mauled. What? Now you're embarrassed coming out of your room looking like that, dude?
Tuck's like, well, at least she acknowledged it's her room.
What the?
But no. Enough about me. Were you okay? Because you were just screaming a lot last
I was
night.
screaming. My friend was getting mauled.
Oh, that
to
was
death. Look at
you.
you.
That was the. I thought that was the activities.
No, the screaming was me because look at her. Did you have a safe word? Did he not go over that? You know there's a color system, right? It's really simple. Do you not know how the color system works?
I know what the color system is, Pandora.
She's an artist, of course she knows the color system.
Not that one, the red, yellow, green one.
I was making a joke.
You mean the traffic light system?
Yeah,
Everyone knows the traffic light system.
exactly. Did he go over that with you? Does he not know how that works?
I think they were a little busy.
Clearly.
Thank you, Emerys. Mark, how are you this morning?
Is he eating
Mike, why are you on your phone? Is everything alright, man?
There's a knock at the door.
Breakfast.
There's a knock at the door.
I'm gonna go answer the door.
McDonald's for Mark?
I'm gonna go get my food.
He's like,
As Mark just walks over and grabs me, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna look at Mark, look at the McDonald's, look at like Tuck fixing food, look back at Mark, look back at the McDonald's, throw up my hands and head back to the kitchen.
Did he just order takeout?
Yep.
Oh yes, I did. I ordered takeout.
Why?
As I'm gonna like stuff the greasiest hash brown out of the bag I can get out of there into my mouth and slowly chew on it as I stare at the like house in general and at the food with like a just disgustingly creepy look and look back over at Rosalind as I've still got like half of a hash brown in my mouth and I'm still kind of chewing on it. Yes, I ordered McDonald's and I'm gonna like put a little bit more in my mouth and slowly take the smallest bite.
Are you okay? Okay, what are you okay?
Dramatically eating McDonald's. The day just gets weirder and weirder. I don't know what was.
Tuck, did something happen? Like, why is...
he's like, Tuck kind of looks over to you and is like, my lady, there's coffee, there's scrambled eggs. He's like, I'm making French toast. It says, there's fruit and fresh baked bread. Would the lady of the house care for anything else?
A cup of tea, please.
Earl Grey? Or English breakfast?
Earl Grey.
It'll be steeping. Tuck kind of looks around.
What happened as to what?
To which and to where?
Motioning to Mark, eating McDonald's.
Oh, he had a disagreement with Rose Red apparently.
You got in a
If
fight
by
with the house?
disagreement you mean I was put in timeout for asking questions and trying to be friendly, then yes, we had an issue.
He's like, I won't get involved. They'll settle it themselves.
The house can put people in timeout.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to you? Is that why you disappeared last night?
Yes. Evidently there's a windowless dungeon here.
There's an
And then
oubliette.
I'm just gonna turn to Rosalind and be like,
oubliette?
in case you'd like to
Really?
use that next time so it doesn't bother anybody else.
You think I can order the house?
And Tuck says, well, actually, technically you can. The only one she can't fuck with is Finn.
Interesting.
Is like, and with your possible engagement, that would make you the.
Oh, it's a lot more than an engagement now.
Looking
Look
more
at
and more
her.
possible
It's like,
now. I think.
that was just sex. At least I hope it was sex. Otherwise, it was a very bad wrestling match.
I mean,
I wish it would have been that. I would pay to watch Finn get his ass kicked by her.
It's
if
like,
it was a wrestling match, who won?
Her! She should win.
I'm not talking about should. You know what?
I mean,
This is-
hold on. Technically, I still win because Finn is still asleep.
Oh, you put him in a sleeper hold.
it says, alright, it says, Tuck says, alright, I've made food. You guys can help yourselves. He's like, I've got preparations to do for the evening. He says, we'll be leaving at dusk.
Hey, Tuck, before you head off, as the I'm assuming one of the major authorities on the house, I don't want to bother Rose because she's
I'm fine.
well, maybe the both of you can answer this question. I pull out the piece of paper that I wrote the weird lettering on. Would either of you be able to read this? And I slide it across the table at them both.
He
It's
kind of
in
looks like,
Gaelic.
yep.
Oh, I can read it.
And you and Tuck almost in unison read it. And Tuck doesn't say anything and he looks at you. It says, the dragon walks again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And I go ahead and explain, like, the dream.
No,
and,
Tuck didn't say anything out
No,
loud.
Rose is just looking at Emery. He got out.
Who got out?
Oh, the one that we took the field trip before we came here?
No! Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, you know, we're gonna have to go to Plan B for what you and I talked about.
Remind me of Plan B. Lots
Killing
happened
him.
today. Right. Right.
Tuck kind of looks around and he's like, what dragon?
Oh.
He's like, wait a minute, let me take a proper stance on this. Holy fuck, there's a dragon?
Okay, Tuck,
That is the proper response. Yeah.
Tuck, that's the one that's in charge of all the ley lines.
Oh, wait, shit.
Yeah, that one.
The dragon.
So,
What's...
here's what happened. And I explain, like, my
Should I-
dream.
Should I go wake up Finn? Because this is...
I think you should wake up Finn.
Yeah. Okay. I'll explain everything once Finn is in the room. Pandora, please, just can you? What do you want to
Tell
eat?
him
What
to
do you
put on clothes.
She's going in there, she picks up a pillow off the floor and just beams it at him just to wake him up.
He's like,
What do you?
he hit him square in the back and he's like, He kind of rolls over and looks up to you. He's got, his hair's as big a mess as yours is. Okay. He's like, what's up? What?
Put clothes on. You're needed in the kitchen right now.
Morning.
Morning. Just be decent. There's a crisis. Just get.
I'm always decent. What? Okay, crisis. Sorry, crisis.
Robe.
Yes, robe. Going. Oh my God. How do you have so much energy?
Oh, that's such a good one. You're right.
Also, I think Mark's been bullying the house. And she's just like.
He's like, oh, that's not a good idea. He goes and he puts on a robe. He comes out. Number one, as they both come out of the hallway together, you notice that they're wearing matching robes.
while Everett is still kind of like crisis face, there's a brief moment where it's like, aww.
And on the lapel part, it says Sir His, and on hers it says Lady Hers.
Aww, that's.
Oh, the best thing.
And Finn kind of looks down and he's like, holy crap. Okay, sorry. Coffee first. Tuck him, pours a cup of coffee and hands it over to him. He starts drinking it. He's like, 3 seconds. Drinks a sip. Swallows it.
There's a dragon.
I said 3 seconds. That was like a second.
It was 3.
Did you say it yet, Tuck? He's like, I covered it. He's like, alright, so there's a dragon.
And at that point, I will explain everything. Dream, going into Penny's room, asking Rose Red if there's any weirdness, all of that stuff. And and this is what, and I reached for the paper and I hand it to Finn. And this is what the house burned into Penny's wall.
He goes looking down. He's like, as you're explaining it to him, he looks over at you and goes, and he says the same thing Tuck said, is the dragon?
Yep. Remember the boy that we took to...
Yeah, he got out.
No, I got it. Yeah, he's not the dragon.
He's linked to the dragon.
He's the vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, if the dragon is out, it's not in him.
No.
Right.
That's what I was saying. He got out.
So, where is it? Penny comes walking down the stairs, and her hair is up in a towel.
Rose is just gonna.
She's in a red robe. She's like, kind of like she's like rubbing lotion on her arms. She says, "That's really nice. I mean, the house is really providing well, and for this, my skin regime is. Why is everyone staring at me?"
So we figured out what the...
No.
Yes! It's me!
She doesn't remember the dream at all. It's not her fault. Not her fault.
What's going on?
She's pointing at Penny. And just flapping dragon wings, pointing at Penny.
No! No!
And Penny's like,
come on.
It wouldn't be far-fetched.
I haven't had breakfast!
Penny, come and sit, Penny.
I don't think I want breakfast.
This food, Penny.
It's so good though.
You should at least eat.
This bread is fucking bomb. This is bomb.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, Penny.
Yay! When I find out what else is my fault.
Better food from McDonald's. I have an extra sausage McMuffin.
Mark ordered McDonald's. Mark and the house are fighting, apparently.
Mark and the house are fighting. Something's gonna happen again. It's my fault again.
It's not your fault.
Okay, it's not my fault, but it's my fault.
It's not. And I look at Rosaline. It's not.
Penny, remember the conversation that we had when you first got the job at my shop?
Mm-hmm.
What happens every time you self-degrade? You have to say 3 nice things about yourself.
Right.
So...
I'm not dead.
That doesn't count.
3 separate things.
3 separate.
Oh, I'll help you out, Penny.
Thank you, Mark.
You're not captured anywhere. No one's threatening your life. And you're free to make your own choices.
Mark,
He did better than I did. She goes over to the pot of coffee and pours herself a pot of coffee.
She's
Cup of
not
coffee.
chained to a post. She didn't have a mage try to.
And now he ruined it.
Why
She's
would you
putting
bring
sugar and
that
cream in her coffee.
Why would you bring that? I'm just gonna walk around the island and start making myself some lopsong sushi when I need tea. Why would you bring that up? Why would you just?
By the way, Tuck did bring you your tea.
Oh, groovy.
No, Rosalind's tea.
Thank you, Tuck.
And you didn't tell him how to make it, but it's made exactly as you like it.
Yep. A little bit of cream, a little bit of sugar, not too much, because it ruins the taste of the tea.
And Penny comes. She gets a plate. She serves herself some scrambled eggs and some ham and stuff. And she goes and sits down. And she says, "So, how am I involved with the end of the world this time?"
You remember the words that the house that Rose Red burned into the wall a little while ago?
Yes, in my creepy now haunted room.
Yes. Finn, Tuck, and Rose can read that language.
It's
Makes
Gaelic.
sense.
Oh, it's Gaelic. Oh, it's very pretty. But it's the dragon's walking.
I hope so. I mean, it's in Eric, and Eric's
No.
wherever Eric is. And what does that mean? Oh, come on!
Please explain what that means.
It's not an Eric anymore.
Okay.
And creepy, weird dream things.
Rosalind thinks that the dragon might be inside of you, Penny.
I mean, considering you two were kind of
Does this mean we're gonna take Penny to that place and she can stay there now?
Mark.
Why would
No.
we want to do that? No.
Absolutely not.
Penny's with us.
Oh, I misunderstood. So we're not trying to save the world from the dragon. We're trying to do anything to save Penny from the world.
We're not having this conversation again, Mark.
Can we at least finish breakfast before we get to this stuff? Like,
Let's finish breakfast before we plot out how the world ends.
yeah, like at least one meal before another crisis.
Was the dragon a bad guy or a good guy? I never got that straight.
I never got that straight either,
Neutral?
let's be honest.
I think neutral, usually.
Dragon's gay.
I mean,
The dragon's gay. Get in the car.
Is there a car big enough to I drive a CRV, man. Like that's
Can that please be on a t-shirt?
she's gay, get in the car. Yeah.
Get the car. With like a rainbow car.
All right. So Penny kind of looks down and she kind of like stabs a fork full of scrambled eggs. She puts them in the mouth. She cues them a little bit and swallows, and she looks up and says, "Sometimes it really feels like we're characters in some really bad movie."
oh, like B films?
Oh, even worse, like a Star Trek episode or something like that. And I'm wearing the red shirt!
Hey. First off.
Okay, hold on. Hold
no
on.
Star Trek slander. We
Wait.
talked about this. And
Was it the-
secondly, you are not a red shirt.
Wait a minute. Wasn't the red shirts more of like the original Star Trek series, and then the red shirts later on were actually officers in later series?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
See,
yes, they were.
I've been paying attention. Alfred's
Very
been
good.
trying to explain it.
I didn't know Alfred was a traitor.
Wait. Stop. She just got a reference to pop culture. The world is fucking ending. And we're going to go to break. All right.
Break.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a giveaway this break, and this giveaway is being sponsored by the people who put together this incredible Kickstarter, which is happening right now. This is a Kickstarter that is basically running and being run by our good friend Doug, who I think is in chat right now. He might be actually doing his stream. but he is running a Kickstarter that is giving away a bunch of what they call STL files. These are files that are used to print out 3D minis, and it's not giving away, they're selling them. And this set is called the Necromancer's Tower. Now, tonight we're going to give away one of these minis right now at the break. How we're going to do this is fairly simple. I'm going to leave this image up on the away screen for break. And you guys are going to go through and you're going to vote on the mini that you guys want to be given away tonight. Now, as a reminder, there are 4 large base minis. There's the Executioner, the Amagam, the Skeletal Bear, the Horse, and I think that was it. And the others are all in medium. Oh, and the Froggle. So there's 5. And the others are all medium-sized bases. We're going to give away one of these minis tonight, and we'll see about what we're going to do later on. But I'm going to go ahead and start the giveaway drawing. All you have to do is... right there's type in !mini, and you'll be entered into the raffle. We're going to leave this raffle going until the end of break when we come back, when we will tally the votes, see which mini we're going to be giving away, and pick the winner. We will be back in 10 minutes. It is 9:32. It will be let's say at 9:45. We'll be back at 9:45. So thank you guys very much for your time, and we will go ahead and put the Be Right Back screen up, and you guys will get to stare at this and choose the winner. There you go. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in 10. ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So, thank you very much for letting us take the break. We really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. And I know everyone was talking about it on break, but let me see if I can roll back through the chat and see what votes we've gotten so far.
I see Necromancer and Blackguard.
There's several Wait, where's the Necromancer? The Necromancer at the top. The Blackguard. I know M voted for the
Necromancer.
Huh?
I want the Necromancer.
Well, that Halfling Wizard can't vote twice. He's one of the Necromancer and the Blackguard. So everyone, let's go do this. Let's do this. Let's do it the easy way. Okay, so M is voting for the bear, the skeletal bear. So everyone, type your vote into chat. We'll give it a little bit. So Halfling Wizard, do you want to do the Blackguard or the Necromancer? Couldn't decide. One or the other. I think Jessica told me she wants...
I saw her put bear.
Bear. She's a bear. So that's 2 votes for the bear, 1 vote for the Necromancer. We're going to call it in 3.
Come on!
2.
Nah!
1.
Alright, I can't be mad.
Wait. Oh, and Milagros pushes it over the edge for voting for the bear at the last second. Because Halfling Wizard finally went for the Necromancer, but it's too late. The bear wins.
Bear.
The bear. Alright, so let's go ahead and minimize that. Alright, so we will be giving you guys the bear. I will let Doug know about that, and we will get the information from the winner as soon as we pick it, and they will be getting sent that mini from the Necromancer's Tower set. So, let's go ahead and go to the giveaways. And if everyone still wants to enter, remember, type !mini into chat and you'll be entered to win. There is one entry per person, so you don't bother to type it more than once. Other than that, we're going to close the entries in 3, 2, 1. There we go. And we're going to pick our winner for the evening.
Yeah.
Sphinx! I already have your information.
I got the bear!
You got the bear. All right. So I am still talking to Doug about this. See if he wants to go ahead and continue this going on.
I will name him Didka.
Love it.
Yeah, and we're talking about doing this, so we might just do this for a little bit until their Kickstarter ends. That way we can get some love to them, because the Kickstarter is amazing, and we want to give support to every small creator we can. And like I said, Doug is actually a personal friend of mine. I actually taught him how to play Malifaux, and now with Malifaux and his love of minis and everything like that, he's gone on to actually create this company and start making his own minis, so it's really incredible. So yeah, so we're going to give them all that we can. If you want to go back to Kickstarter and you have a 3D printer, the Kickstarter link is right there. If you just want to go like the Kickstarter and share it out yourselves, it's right there for you as well. Always show small creators love if you can. It's the best way we can support the hobby and the best way we can support the community. So, in the meantime, that is all done. The contest is done, and we will get back to it.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. So, Penny is a red shirt.
He is not a red shirt. Yeah, unless he's like the new red shirt, which is like an officer.
Yeah, they're the officers.
And she's like, yeah, no. I'm probably going to
Not a
get killed
red
by a poisonous flower.
No.
Penny.
She's sullen and eating eggs.
I'm just gonna slide her one sausage McMuffin since she seems to be sullen.
She looks at the sausage McMuffin and she's like, "You're right, I don't deserve eggs." And she takes the sausage McMuffin.
No, Rosalie's gonna just take the sausage. No, we are not doing this.
And I was about to hand her strawberry jam. I'm not actually gonna give it to her because it's not I want it more than she doesn't have a use for it. I just it's nice, but I'm also taking it back. But she doesn't have a use for the jam anymore, and I'm just gonna open it up and eat the jam.
I just want to know what's going on.
Penny's like, you want to know what's going on?
Yes, I know you want to know what's going on. You probably have a higher stake in this than I do, since it's, you.
Yeah.
We're in a magical place, and you're thinking that maybe she's got like a lot of magic essence crammed in her body. Can't you do that mage sight thing you do and see if there's like more energy pouring out of her than should be?
Penny kind of looks at you and raises an eyebrow and is like, did he just make sense?
He did.
The world's definitely ending.
Oh my god, the world's ending.
Okay. No. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna take a look at you, Penny. It's gonna be okay.
Okay.
Shouldn't you say that after you look at her?
Just will give.
Fucking Mark.
Damn it. I'm gonna.
I thought you were rewarding me for making sense.
Yes, but your tact is not always there.
So this is going to require some ritualistic magic, because you're basically you're gonna have to draw, you're gonna like do a circle and everything like that, because you're trying to do some detection. So while you're setting that up, Vera, sweet, sleeping, peaceful Vera,
Yep, that's totally what's happening right now. She's very peaceful.
in
Leave her
the
alone.
in
Leave
the
my sweet child
basement.
alone.
So they set you up in the basement. There's actually a room that wasn't there before, that is now in the basement. It has no access to outside lights, and it doesn't have like one of those cheap interior doors. It's got like a full wood core door. When you close it and lock it, and oddly enough, when you go in the room, there is literally a crossbar you can put over the door.
On the inside?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, there is a lovely bed, all downy and plush. Because, the house can't actually read minds. So, she didn't know you prefer a coffin.
Fine, though. She likes the occasional change. So, like, this is fine.
Alright. So, you go climbing into bed?
Sure. She climbs into bed. She's exhausted.
Yeah.
Like,
and dawn was really coming up fast, so you're starting to feel that pull.
She just flops.
Flop in the bed. It's so cushy and comfy, and it's not what you normally do. And you know that the moment you go to sleep, you're not going to notice it anyway. So,
Yep.
But you kind of get under the covers and you kind of pull the blankets up to your chest, and you're just like sitting there staring at the ceiling.
She pulls them all the way to here.
Yeah, and just as you feel that sensation of it's an odd sensation when you fall asleep. It's like it goes from it goes to this hazy, heavy feeling to nothing, and then you wake up at dusk and there's like nothing in between, and so you feel that heaviness come on you. And you're preparing to just disappear into that state, and you open your eyes, and you're sitting at a train station, and there is people going by left and right. And you have you can see it's overcast, but you can see that it's daytime. And you're trying to figure out what's going on when you realize that you're in New York. And this is Grand Central Station. You can see there's people, by the dress of the people, it's turn of the century. You're trying to get your bearings, trying to figure out what's going on. And you see a man walking with a little blonde girl holding her hand. And as he's walking, he looks down at her and he says, I know, it's going to be a long trip. He says, but California is wonderful, and your mother's going to meet us out there in a few days. He says, and the house is already there, your room is already ready, all your stuff is going to get moved over there. He says, it's going to be wonderful. California is the land of opportunity. It's the golden end of the world for us. He's like, and we're going to have the best time. And the little girl looks up and she says, she's holding a little doll in one hand and she's holding his hand with the other. And she looks up and says, but I have friends here and there's not going to be anyone for me to talk to. And he's like, with this new job, we're going to have lots of stuff to do. We're going to be able to go everywhere and see everything. He's like, and you'll make new friends and you're going to go to a new school. And she looks up and she says, well, you and Mom are going to be there? And he's like, yes, Mom's just going to come afterwards. You don't have to worry. She just has to make sure that the house gets closed up. She says, and then once we do that, she's going to come out here with your aunt, and your aunt's going to stay with her for a little bit. He says, and then after your aunt goes back, it's going to be us in California, and we're going to make an incredible new life there. And she looks, and she goes, okay, but I like trains. And he says, yes, I know, you like trains. He's like, so let's go find our train. And they go walking off. And as they go walking off, a figure walks behind them. He is about 6 feet tall. He's wearing a long coat. He's wearing a suit that looks fairly tattered. Shoes, and as he's walking, you see the shoes have worn soles. He follows them through the train into the station, onto the boarding platform. And he's watching them as the father talks to the daughter, and they get on the train. He gets on the train behind them. They sit down in a seat. The train gets ready to disembark. He's sitting down several seats behind them, but he's sitting facing towards them. And the brakes disengage. Train lurches forward. And it starts moving, and a gentleman comes through, going, tickets, please, tickets, please. And as he comes forward through the car, the gentleman hands the tickets for himself and the little girl. As he walks up to the other guy looks up at him and he's like, you don't need to see my tickets. And the guy kind of like, absolutely, sir, I don't need to see your tickets. And the guy says, and he looks at him, he says, I will be riding for the entire trip. Don't ask again. And he's like, absolutely, sir, I won't bother you again. And the guy keeps on walking off. No pause, no hesitation, no nothing. And the guy keeps on walking and leaves the cart. As the train gets underway, the gentleman's sitting there, and he stands up and he starts walking up the aisle. And you see he has in his hand what looks to be a wand of some kind. You recognize it in your dream because you've seen Emery's use them before. And as he walks up, he goes and sits down in the chairs directly behind the man and his daughter. The man's head is kind of sitting above the things, but you can't see the daughter from behind it. He puts the wand against the back of the seat in front of him, about even with where her head would be. He begins to say something. You can't understand what he says in the dream. The wand glows briefly golden. The light goes through the seat, and it ties directly onto her hair, through her hair, her blonde hair. The golden light goes through her blonde hair and kind of attaches to the back of her skull. And he says, he's holding the wand still, and the light's still coming out for it. And he says, when you need it, you must remember. The dragon must wake, or the world will burn. And then the dream fades out to nothing. So, what are the rest of you doing right now?
Well, I assume I'm still setting up the ritual.
Mm-hmm. What are you guys doing while he's setting up the ritual?
I have a party that I gotta get ready for. Quote unquote.
Well, you have your clothes ready for it.
Yeah, but have you seen how long Rosaline's hair is? That's gonna take forever.
Yep. But at least now you have someone to help you with it.
No, look at what mess he made of it.
What are you talking about?
Clearly.
Pandora is right there. Like,
Right?
it's fine.
Pandora can braid.
Come on, Pandora, come on.
And Finn's like,
Wait, for real?
She'll just look at it. Girl time. What?
Oh my god.
Finn's like, I suppose I can wait. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
Very girl time.
No,
Is
are
it just
you
me
sulking?
and Penny
Are
and
you
Finn left in the kitchen?
sulking?
No. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I was responding to... I'm assuming you were saying that in character.
Are you sulking?
It's like, why do I have... For what reason would I have to sulk?
I don't know, you look kind of pouty. Now, Pandora, let's go.
Maybe I wanted to play with her hair.
You had enough time to play with her everything.
And he kind of says, excuse me, there is not enough time in the world. But anyway, you were saying, Mark?
How far away is like Emma setting up this circle from the kitchen?
Where are you setting up the circle, Emery's?
I'm pretty much setting it up like right next to Penny.
All right, so you basically kind of in the floor on the kitchen by the island.
Yeah, and as I'm doing this, I'm also asking the house for permission. Like, I hope you don't mind. I really need to know what's going on. I don't mean any disrespect.
Oh, chalk appeared on the countertop.
Oh,
Well,
you
while
so
he's
much.
mumbling all his stuff to the house, I'm gonna get up, walk over to where Rosalind had been, pick up the sausage McMuffin that she's probably left on the counter because she's been distracted now with her hair.
Yep.
Walk back over to Penny, hand it to her, and then quietly say in a way that hopefully Emrys won't hear, if you need anything, just let me know. I don't have like a conflict of interest in wanting something for you that's different than what you might want for yourself.
He kind of looked at
Would
you.
I hear that?
Let me do this. Mark, make me a stealth. Man, what would be whispering? Manipulation. Stealth and manipulation.
Manipulation.
Yeah, whisper roll.
Alright. That's 4.
4 successes.
Yeah.
All right. Sphinx, I need you to make me a perception and what would be a good counter to that? Subterfuge?
Well, there is an awareness. Not
it
awareness,
wi-
alertness.
Alertness? Oh, alertness! No, that's better. You're right. Perception and alertness.
I'm gonna spend a willpower to give myself an automatic success.
Okay.
One, two, and with the third, with the auto success, that's 3.
Okay. So you do not overhear what Mark. Well, you notice that Mark bends down and says something to Penny, but you can't. You don't understand. You don't overhear what he's saying. You're concentrating on what you're doing, but you do know he said something to her. You just don't know what he said. And Penny kind of looks at you, Mark, kind of quizzically, and she takes the sausage McMuffin from you, and she says, thanks?
I'm just gonna shrug and go sit back down with my McDonald's bag and pull out another hash brown and start eating it.
Did you order a lot of stuff?
I mean, not like an insane amount, but like I've only produced 2 sausage McMuffins and 2 hash browns so far. It's like 2 breakfast orders from them. That's what? It used to be $2. I'm $3.50 now.
We're all debating the cost of McDonald's now.
Plus $5 delivery, and then your tip, and then the service fees, which is $3.99, and then a bunch of other things.
Probably all still done on the black card.
Or Rosaline's credit statement.
All right, so it takes you a good for what you want to do with the circle. Number 1, what spheres are you using, Sphinx? Or what spheres is Emery's using, I should say.
Probably for the sake of like seeing the like what kind of energy it is, forces, and for the sake of like seeing like when this might have happened, time.
For seeing what type of forces would be useful if it was some kind of application of some kind of elemental force. To show what type of magic it is, that would be prime.
Okay, then I will use prime and time.
Gotcha. And
Because it's prime time, baby.
prime time. And how many dots do you have in prime?
I have 2 in prime.
And 4 and
3 in time.
oh shit. Okay. All right, so go ahead and make me an arete roll. Difficulty on this is going to be an 8.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 successes.
God. All right, so there is a very significant... Well, on Penny itself, because she is in the center of the circle, there is a incredibly, amazingly strong spirit effect, along with an incredibly powerful prime effect, along with an incredibly powerful time effect, along with an incredibly powerful entropy effect, and I think that's it. Yep, that's it.
Okay. Seeing this, well, there's definitely a prime, really good prime, really good spirit, really good time, and entropy as well effect on you. Am I able to tell like when this went down, like when this came about her?
Because you used a long rope to uncover it, and because of all the spheres involved, the effect appears to have been on her probably since when you took her to that Horizon realm. So it was on her before she was taken to the Horizon realm.
So this happened before we went to the Horizon realm.
She's like, I was unconscious and, brain to brain.
Right. So that could have created a link, which could have allowed the dragon to move. If this is what has happened, we don't know. The dragon could have had a link to move from the boy to you.
If I remember what you guys said correctly, the dragon manages or controls the ley lines?
Yes.
Does that mean the dragon can use magic?
Very likely.
So
I'd
is
be
the
surprised
dragon
if it
a
couldn't.
mage?
That is not something I'd thought about. Possibly. I mean, in all likelihood. Yes?
So does that mean that whatever he does, we can figure out how to undo? If we get enough
Potentially.
people with enough spheres.
Potentially. Oh, Tati is going to tire of me calling her.
Well, my next question is there any way we can figure out why he did it?
Possibly. If I use my time magic, I could rewind us back to that point and see if I can figure something out.
Yeah, but if you rewind us back to that point, how are you going to tell what he did if I was in Eric's head?
What if you connect to my mind?
You're going to rewind me back to that point?
Rewind us, I guess. Sure.
Well, I know, but it's going to have to be me. If I get rewind to that point, won't I just be stuck there? Won't I be repeating exactly what happened to me? I mean, I can't occupy two places at the same time in a timeline. If you rewind me to that time, aren't I just there? I don't know how time magic works. I'm not a time person.
Essentially wouldn't be you as you are now there. We'd be seeing memory.
This is why I stopped watching Doctor Who. It's so confusing.
It's weird. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. It's so events leave an imprint upon the timeline, and essentially, what we'd be seeing is echoes of that imprint, and hearing and seeing the effects of that echo and imprint within the time. So you can be there and witness what happened in your own past. You just can't affect it.
Okay. So we get... Okay, I see what you're saying. It's like a TV. By the way, sorry, Nefli, you do have to let us know who you're doing. I know that it was obvious it was for Sphinx's role, but whenever you guys use your Dogger Dollars, you can just put it up into chat who you're using it for, especially if it's in a combat or anything like that. And Sphinx, you did have a lend a hand on that. Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, cool. And lend a hand gives me like an auto success.
I do believe so. I'm double checking it now. I really got to print these out.
That would give me 4 successes then.
Yeah. And so she kind of looks at you and she says, I mean, we can try whatever you want to do. Oh no, it's a +1 on the next roll, Sphinx.
Gotcha.
So if you had anything that was close, we get a +1.
Gotcha. That still puts us at 4 successes because one of
Perfect.
the rolls was a 7.
Got it. All right. So she says, I'll do whatever you want to do. I mean, I would rather know than not know. Is this something that's going to take a while to set up?
I don't think so. I think I can do it pretty much now.
So if you do it now, the difficulty on this type of thing without any prep is going to be a 10.
Okay.
If you take time to set out a ritual, then you can reduce the difficulty by 2, which is what I gave you for the other effect you did. And then if you do anything else, you can possibly further the difficulty and lower it down by doing using other items to help out with the ceremony itself.
Sure. Maybe I should prepare. That might make things a bit easier. Penny, do you know if Vera managed to bring my stuff?
I mean, I'm pretty sure we brought everything that we could. We bought travel bags, and so I mean we can go downstairs and check. It's all still in the basement, I think.
Except for Vera's bag, which was lost by airport and has to be picked up sometime today.
There's that. Yeah.
Vera's personal stuff. Everything else was in a separate carry-on bag because she didn't trust the airport with it for good reason.
But that was the carry-on bag was also what Vera had her formal dress in.
Yep.
Nice.
So
Then she brought my staff. That would be good.
I mean that was kind of weird, but yeah.
I
So
had to fight with airport security for that. Like, it was a whole mess.
she kept on trying to tell him she had a bad back and she needed to walk. They just didn't believe her.
Well, it is a rather weird looking staff, so.
She says, "All right, well, let's. Well, I mean, I can run downstairs and see if it's get all the stuff."
Yeah, that would be great. My staff, my rod, and
She kind of shakes her head. And she says, "Thy rod and thy staff will comfort me." She's like, "That seems really weird right now."
It does.
She says, "All right, I'm gonna go get the stuff. I'll be back."
Cool.
So she takes off and heads downstairs. So, Pandora and Rosaline, what are you two doing for girl time?
Matchmake, gotta make me a match.
Nah, she went back into Finn's room, because why the fuck not? You know, whatever. She's like, come on.
Finn's
Go
like,
right into the bathroom, really nice.
yeah, you go into the bathroom and you notice that all the stuff that you brought with you is unpacked and hung up in Finn's closet.
Perfect.
Like you have your own side of the closet.
Yep. She's just gonna leave her dress alone right now, go into the bathroom, set a chair down, look at Pandora, sit.
She told Pandora to sit?
Yeah. Pandora's here. Take the time. So, all right. You've been having a rough time since you've been here. What's going on in that little brain of yours?
Oh, nothing. It's empty up here. I'm fine.
Are you doing the thing of where you're trying to push everybody away?
Oh my god, you two, I'm good. I'm good.
Uh-huh. You were acting a little weird last night.
Do you mean the screaming or
Before that.
like what?
I mean, weren't you kind of getting close with Vera last night?
No. No. She like brought me into the library to like scold me and then
What did she scold you about?
this same thing, pushing everyone away. It's fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, you know, I know my place. I'm like the fifth wheel. It's fine.
She's gonna yank the brush down hard.
What the fuck? Oh my god. You know, I can
Sorry.
just do it myself.
No, sorry, there was a tangle. My bad. I know when people push other people away. I used to do that. What is said in this room is not going to leave this room.
It's fine. I can just like not say anything.
Just quietly brushing the hair of just, Why do you feel like you're the fifth wheel?
Well, I am the fifth wheel.
No. You're not.
Yeah. Well, man, you don't get it. Okay. Is there like a notepad or something?
Yes,
that
there's.
I can... Yep. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. Okay.
Are you gonna write to Rose now?
No, I'm gonna do the like, yeah, the chart.
Mm-hmm.
Look, okay, look. I'm just.
Oh. She's peeking over as Pandora is doodling this chart.
Yeah. So, look, okay? It's not that hard to understand. I mean, obviously Emery's in the middle. He's like, you and Vera and Emery's have Penny, and Mark's got like a thing going on with Vera. I don't really understand it. And like, I mean, I don't know about you and him exactly, but like, I was just like a regular at Emery's store. Like, I'm not like, I'm here. I'm like extra,
She's snatching the paper. Gets a pin, puts a little arrow to her, puts a little arrow to Emery's, put a little arrow to Vera, puts a little arrow to everybody. And she's like, slams it down. That's more accurate.
Well, yeah, like you guys, I mean, you and Vera and Emery's already had like a, serious like thing going on. You're like best friends.
I don't know if you noticed, I don't really talk to Vera a lot.
Oh no, you don't have to be connected to her directly, but you all have Penny in common, which is important. And Emery's in common. Like everybody's got somebody,
Was your home life shit?
Excuse me?
I'm. Did you just. Sorry. I don't know if you know, but changelings, like what I am, Fae, all of that, were actually born human first. I know what it's like to actually not have a support system at home. My parents ignored me all the time. They really did. I didn't exist. Until all the crazy Fae stuff that happens when you turn into a Fae. I was really young when that happened. So I got picked up, came to California, was raised up in Fae society. But usually people that didn't have proper support systems at home seem to feel like they're the ones not fitting in with their friend groups. But you're at that age now that you pick your own family.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Yeah, already
I
tried
mean,
that.
I
No.
mean, you're here, so
Listen. I was just there in my chair when all that shit started with Penny, and it seemed really rude not to help. I mean, Emery's shop is like the only place that I hang out other than just like home or where I work.
Mhm.
So, and like shit's just been nonstop since then. Like at this point it's like
It's a lot.
like what? I'm not just gonna ditch, but like it's okay. I'm okay being, fifth wheel, backup, whatever. you know.
So, what would happen if something happened to like Emery's or Mark or Vera?
Well, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But if you're the fifth wheel, why does it matter?
Look, it's okay for stuff to just be like, fine. Not fifth wheel metaphor's not working. Ever heard of a guard dog? You know?
I think that is very degrading, but you're more than that.
I don't have to be.
Also, how do you want your hair done?
I mean, I was just for fancy stuff like this. I don't usually end up in stuff like this. I was just gonna like wash it, let it curl on its own, and like I don't know, like pin it into like a faux hawk or something.
Okay, I can put it in faux hawk. But I want you around. You are a friend to me. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are a friend to me. Your feelings matter to me. So, I know you were upset last night. What was wrong? Besides Vera yelling at you.
Oh, just like look, you don't have to be like my therapist. I can handle my stuff on my own. Like, you know.
Okay. How big of faux hawk did you want?
Not like too poofy.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
She's adding a couple braids into the faux hawk.
Excellent. So, Mark, you've been watching Emery's kind of doing this circle and drawing everything and getting everything in place. It's taking quite a while. Are you just sitting there watching the entire time? You quickly run out of McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anywhere else to go, and I feel like this is gonna. And I don't want to be mean and negative out loud, but Mark feels like this is probably about to be a shit show going down in the kitchen, and he kind of wants to see how it all unfolds.
Okay. All right. Well,
like, you all think that she's gonna be the dragon, and so when you have to tell her that she's the dragon, I would kind of like to know that too, because it affects my life also. Because you guys will do anything for Penny. Like, if the dragon has to die to save the world, we're gonna let the world burn to save Penny. So, like, I just need to know what's going on.
I think you might misinterpret this.
No, I'm not saying that out loud. I'm
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I was just getting an idea of that. So,
that's why I started with. I'm not gonna say this, but like this is his internal like dialogue of why he's staying. Like,
so
like he just has to understand what they're in for now.
Understood. So, Emery's Penny helps you with the ritual setup. It actually takes quite a bit longer than you thought it was going to. It takes like a good almost 3 hours to get everything set up. I'm assuming that in that time, Rosaline and Pandora will be getting everything set, getting everything ready, all the dresses and everything like that, and getting everything set up for it, for the evening, and probably be able to come out and still see them working on it, because, it takes them a long time. The circle is incredibly intricate. Penny is sitting in the center of it now. You're coming out to, you get ready to summon your power. Now you have your staff, you have the rod. So the basic TN on this is going from 10 to 6.
cool.
So I need you to make me an arete roll.
One, 2, 3, 4 successes.
All right. So as you open up your mind to the power, you begin to try and bend things to your will. I need you to describe to me what the process is that you're doing.
So I am using the wand as kind of a focusing center.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like it is a lightning rod for magic. I am using the staff. Like I'm holding part of the staff, and Penny's holding the other another part of the staff, and we're using it to ground ourselves, so that the time can move and flow around us. And the circles, of course, to channel, capture, and keep us safe while all of that is happening.
Gotcha. So there is a whipping of wind around you. The rest of you just see them sitting there with Emery's outside the circle, Penny inside the circle. He's holding out the staff to her, and she's holding onto one end of it, and he's holding onto the other end of it. The staff begins to glow incredibly brightly as Emery's channels power. But for what you and Penny feel, there is a whirling around you like a wind that picks up. And the wind gets so fierce and circles around you so tightly that it quickly becomes a wall, and everything beyond the wall is a blur. And as the wall blurs out and everything around you is swept away, suddenly the wind just disappears. And you two are standing in the basement at the Couch and Quill. You see Eric on the ground. Penny's kneeling over him. She's still locked in position. You see everyone else is frozen. You see the dragon. Remember when the head of the dragon came out of Eric? You see the dragon's still reared up. And the dragon is not moving. As you guys appear and are looking around trying to get your bearings and trying to sort what you do, everyone else is frozen in time. The dragon turns its head and regards the both of you and says, "It took long enough." And we're going to wrap things up for the evening.
Damn it! You motherfucker!
Laura starts typing. All right. So thank you all very much for that. That was wonderful. I love you all. I would like to compliment the players. This has been a very much a session of individual scenes, and you were fucking badass on being patient and letting everyone have scenes to go through. And I love that about you guys, and it makes just everything that much better to have this type of group of players, and I really cannot begin to appreciate it enough. So thank you so much. Thank you guys very much. Let's go ahead and go through our little chore list at the end of the show. First off, let's go ahead and start talking about one thing I want to do. When we normally do this, we do an XP reward for it. But I think that it makes it a little bit too much like a competition. So I would just like to say, have everyone kind of do this as your favorite scene for the night. And we're not going to do an XP reward for it anymore because there's plenty of other ways we can get extra XP, like with the RP and the chats and everything like that. So this is just going to be to see who thought what scenes were remarkable for the evening. All right. So let's go ahead and start. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
I really, really, really enjoyed Vera and Ezekiel. I loved their back and forth. It reminded me a lot of the way my daughter and I converse. So that hit home for me.
Excellent. So Ivy, you were struck first, so you get to strike back.
I was struck first. I will strike back, and I'm going to say M and Pandora, specifically M getting to brush out Pandora's hair and that sweet interaction. I think that was very sweet.
Darling.
It was very cute. It was nice to see the two of them interact in such a sisterly way of like, yeah, I'm gonna call you on your shit while I'm brushing out your hair. Also, oh, there's a knot like that. That was so good. So good. So good.
All right, there you go. So M and Milagros, you guys were called out. Who is the other one of you ready to go?
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
calling Milagros out. Just the whole thing between her and Tuck out in the front lawn.
The dime store psychology.
Go with
So Milagros, you've been called out.
Oh my gosh. Mark feuding with a literal house. One of the funniest concepts. But like the way that it played out, like, oh, that was absolutely killing me. And the fact that he just keeps pushing, like, dude, well, like, I mean, he can never know when to quit because he never will. But, like, the fact he's just relentless. Like even the McDonald's, like holy shit, like
McDonald's is my second favorite.
it's
Making the house so mad, the house eats you
it
into.
put him in timeout.
Mark is
Oh my
low-key my
God.
favorite character.
Dude, amazing.
I love all of his characters, but Mark, like, damn.
Mark
Always-
is very like if Loki were a cat. That's the energy I'm getting.
So
I don't
Jonathan.
think I've ever thought of comparing the character to Loki at all.
It's a
And
compliment.
But like in all the best ways.
In all the best ways.
I would just like to say that one of the reasons that I love Mark as a character so much, especially, is because I know at this point, I mean, this is session 18. I know how he is, but I never know like how his pettiness and his sass will manifest next week. So it's
Right.
it's always just a new delightful surprise of like how is he gonna fuck with everyone and everything? He's feuding with a house. Like
He's
how is he
fucking-
gonna do it this time? Because it's
Oh,
never
no.
the same thing.
Next week at
Yeah,
court.
no,
Oh, God.
dude, I am so ready. Like I
Right.
can't
It's been
fucking
great. It's been a
wait.
good time.
Because
You,
like I
you have
know
no
how he's gonna be.
idea how much trouble I can get into in court
No,
without
but-
actually stirring waves. Like
Bro,
you have
I'm
no
so
idea.
excited.
So
like
excited.
I'm
So,
thrilled
yeah,
to see
like
this.
I always
Rose
look
is gonna
forward
need to be
to
drunk by the end of the
I look
night.
forward to cutting to Mark because like I know how Mark is, but I never know how he's going to be Mark this time.
It's always
And it's
entertaining.
like, oh my god, amazing.
I always feel like it's weird because like I'm not trying to push everybody else away, but I feel like I'm on the outside all the time. But then I'm like, there's not a lot of ins either, so I'm just kind of trying to like do
No.
his thing and not be like too bad about it.
Vera stripped, but you were the only person Vera actually said goodnight to. Vera was like, good night, Mark.
Just the fact you decided to have beef with a fucking
With a house.
Oh, God.
Like,
In fairness, the house started it.
no, oh my
And
god.
apparently the attitude of the house is Rosaline for some reason.
It is really based off of the concept of the Winchester Mansion, and that fucking place freaks me out. So
Very good.
it was like, you know, it's basically, you know, it's a crazy house.
Man, I was throwing so much shade at the house in the chat so that it wasn't like in the game.
Yeah, oh my god, it was so good. Oh, the house
Yes,
was
So
favorite.
cool.
we need to I like the fact that you guys do the chat, but man, the chat can be such a gold mine, and I'm trying. I think we should probably maybe do the chat live somewhere on Discord or something instead, so people can see this, because you guys are like, it's fucking hilarious.
We're on
Uh,
Hinge.
Yes.
My,
We are.
my favorite shade at the house though was when M had that great moment, which is one of my favorite ones, when she was like, "Was your home life shit?" Statement, and then you type, "No, I just came from a shitty home." Said anyone living in Rose Red.
I about died. I about died.
Dude, oh my god. That line absolutely slaughtered.
Okay, we
me.
did
Like,
get everyone's favorite moment, but Jonathan's.
Yeah,
So,
Josh, what's your favorite
We were
moment?
too
No, I
busy
just
saying-
said that was my favorite moment was when
That
you
was
and
your
Pandora were
favorite.
having your sweet scene, and in the middle of it, you're just like, "Was your home like shit?" It was like the sweet scene that was immediately juxtaposed with like, just like in your faceness.
Yeah, because you know, Okay, so the funny thing is, I have a younger sister I am almost 10 years older, and this is actually a conversation similar to what her and I had when she first came out as trans. So, yes, I did yank her hair while I brushed her hair because she was belittling herself. So, like, it was just one of those things of, like, it was kind of a home sweet moment for me.
Oh. Well, I'm glad we got to bring that back. And since we're not doing any type of rewards for this anymore, we're just doing the wonderfulness of you guys being wonderful, I will say that I get to pick a favorite moment. And I am going to actually round out a very strong vote for Mark fighting with the fucking house.
Yes.
I will say, as the person playing the house, the way I was looking at the house is the house provides function. And so when Mark was doing, well, what do you want? That was the beginning of the end. Because the house is like, what the fuck is want?
Wait,
I do. That's what I do. I do.
did I start the house on a pathway to make it towards iRobot logic?
I swear to God.
Well, the thing is, it does have a personality and everything like that. It's just that it's weird. Fey magic is almost more restrictive than the laws of robotics because they literally their form follows function is such a detailed rule of Fey. So, the house is a magic house. It's designed to provide comfort for those inside of it and protection for those inside of it. And, make sure everyone's as comfortable as possible. And it found you amazingly annoying, and it figured everyone else was going to find you amazingly annoying. So it locked you in an oubliette for the night. It was
amazingly annoying in the oubliette.
But no one else could hear you but the house. The house didn't care. It's a house.
That's fine.
The house doesn't seem to care. The house cared a little bit.
I think I got under the house's skin.
No, you totally got under the house's skin. You absolutely got under the house's skin.
Sheetrock.
You totally got into the house's skin, absolutely.
The funny thing is, Rose was gonna ask for a report of what happened in the house last night, and I feel like it was just gonna be a bunch of swear words and then Mark.
She was sound asleep. She has no idea what's happening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she sounded asleep, but she had weird dreams.
It's amazing how fast this changes. Mark went from loving the house last week to absolutely hating it this week,
and being at war with it.
I mean, that is such cat logic, though.
It is. I love Mark. Jesus.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you everyone else for having been here. Guys, you guys are amazing creators, and as with every creator in TikTok, on Twitch, everywhere across the internet, we all just want to make sure that you guys are enjoying yourselves, having a good time while we tell you stories. Every single one of these people has things they do elsewhere. So, Sphinx, where can folks find you? Oh, Vampiric Touch ENT, thank you so much for rating. We are literally just wrapping up.
We're leaving.
We're just about to go. But Sphinx, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Well, you can find me on TikTok, where I am Circle DM, where I produce D&D, TTRPG, cosplay, and musical content. Everywhere else on the webs, you can find me as Sphinx Akasha. On, of course, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm right here with Dinner in the Game. Tuesdays, playing Emerald Sanctums, as you saw. And on Wednesdays, in our Kingdoms of Mist game, where I play Valashine Okal, Kalashtar Bard / Sorcerer. On Fridays, every other Fridays, you can find me on the Alex Bomb channel, playing Initiatives and Intrigue, where I play Badru Kamar, who is a Issamar Bard / Cleric. On the Fridays that we're not doing that, you can find me with the 88 Adventures channel running my own game called Agents of the Circle, which is an Eberron homebrew, 5e. Basically, the premise is the players are, think Warehouse 13 files, and they recently got by their agency, not by the agency, one of their rival groups, completely purged the agency out, killed everyone else, surviving members of their agency. They're trying to find out why it happened and what they're going to do next about it. We're in the middle of a heist napping, which is going to be hilarious. So our next episode of that next Friday. This Friday, I'll be on the Alex Mom channel. On
Gotcha.
Saturdays, usually you can find me with the ADH Adventures channel. Either Girls Art, which is a halfling wizard, where I play Raziel Jahari, a Starmancer, or on the Saturdays we're not doing that, playing Unlicensed Magic War Crimes, where I play Zan, who is a Eladrin Paladin. It's my first Paladin ever. However, this coming Saturday, I will be involved in a fundraiser for trans rights on the, let me make sure, it's the official TACA, TOCA channel right here on Twitch. It's a one-stop fundraiser for Equality Texas, where I and a group of really, really cool, amazing TikTokers like Super Dylan, who's going to be our storyteller, director, Butterfly Astrophysics, a trans tiefling, and Tutu will be playing I Hunt, where we all fight monsters in the gig economy. And it's happening on Saturday the 26th at 3 o'clock Eastern, that's 12 Pacific. So please, if you can, join us. It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's where you can
He's
find me.
hardest working man in streaming, ladies and gentlemen. So, Milagros, where can people find you?
Consistently, people can find me here Tuesdays and Wednesdays and soon Saturdays with dinner and a game. But I am graduating from college in like 5 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
And moving states. I'm moving from Boston to New York City at the beginning of June. And I really like jumped the gun a lot with being like, I'm gonna get into this new thing, and then life slaps me with like, you already have prior commitments. So I am planning on like holding off on a lot of content creation until I'm settled in New York, because I know that like I'm not suddenly gonna be supercharged a second after graduating. I'm probably gonna collapse and sleep for 3 weeks and then move. But yeah, I will be here 3 times a week consistently on TikTok, mostly like shit posting and like duetting my mutuals. And maybe some introductory stuff for the Monster Hearts character that I'm making for M's game.
And shit posting all over Finn.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! I have so many like shit posts waiting about like this campaign. I'm probably gonna have to put like which session it's referring to, because I have such a backlog of ideas at this point.
Love it.
But yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Milagros. Ivy, where can folks find you?
Yeah, you can find me consistently everywhere, all over TikTok, Instagram, etc. at Gamer the Girl. You can find me Mondays over at Dice Cream Sandwich, where currently we are running a series of one-shots while the lovely Kevin Parr is off doing D&D in the castle. So for the next
And we don't hate him.
No, we don't hate him at all. For the next couple of sessions, you can find me playing as a player, as well as DMing a couple of one-shots for the Dice Cream Sandwich channel. Tuesdays, you can find me here, playing the lovely Vera Rola. And soon, after I also move, you will see me every other Friday.
Mm-hmm. And she will be running a what?
I will be running a lovely 5e, the homebrew Suicide Squad type of session. It'll be great. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, and I get to play in that one. I'm gonna play an evil wizard.
Love it.
And M, where can we find you?
Hello. Sometimes on Mondays you can find me on the Cantrip Cast. We're usually doing one-shots. I think there's a secret project that's going on here soon that will be taking the place of the one-shots on Mondays. Tuesdays you can find me here playing Lady Rosaline for Emerald Sanctums. Every other Thursday you can find me on Turn to Page 394, where I am DMing Star Wars 5e game. My podcast for Arcadia Bay is on hold because I am switching audio buffers because Audacity is evil and I hate it.
I used Audacity forever. I didn't really have a problem with it, so if you need some help, let me know.
It's the exporting issues. It's not exporting properly anymore. Then you can find me on Vivid Touch ENT for Exalted, the Volition of Onyx and Gold, where I play Lena, our Twilight Solar Exalted Sorceress. And then you can find me on the Figment Collective. I think we're switching to Seattle by night. PDX by Night Chronicle 2 is ending this Friday.
Dun, dun,
And then
dun.
Saturday mornings, you can find me here being the Master of Ceremonies. That is what the storyteller is called in Monster Hearts. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
starting April 2nd at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9 a.m. Central.
And I get to play in that one too, because I get to be a freshman again.
Yes, freshman in college.
We were merely freshmen.
Yeah, you were smart. You're the only one that doesn't have to roll for one of the only ones that don't have to roll for their GPA.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I had no idea I was being smart. And Jonathan is an old school dagger. He is one of the people who helped Dinner and a Game get launched way back in 2018 when we were just a humble little podcast. And he has been around since the beginning. Jonathan, thank you so much for all the support. We really appreciate it. And if you want to follow any of Dinner and a Game's socials for all those contests we are running right now, you can find all the information and links in our link tree. Remember, TikTok, we're giving away that 3D printed tower. Here, we're giving away that set of books when we hit 1,000. Everything you guys do to help support the channel just goes back into us trying to give you more reasons to support the channel, which includes increasing quality of production, increasing you guys' enjoyment, and getting more stuff for like prize support and everything like that, and bringing on more creators so we can have more content for you. So, whatever you guys can do to support us, we greatly appreciate it. We are going to, and I just got a message from Doug, we're going to keep doing the giveaway with the Necromancer's Tower. And as an added bonus, Doug is actually currently, where did he go? Did he log off? No, he didn't. Doug is actually currently painting minis from that very set right now over on his Twitch channel. So we're going to go give him a raid and show him some love. Remember, whenever we raid, make sure that you let them know Dinner and a Game sent you. Make sure you give them a follow, because every creator on here, we live or die by those who choose to show us the love. And following is the easiest way you can do that. Costs you nothing but a click. Gives them tons of serotonin. So please do it if you can. We love you all. Remember, at Dinner Game, we always save you a seat at the table. Be careful, be safe, wear a mask, social distance. There's still the bugs still out there, and we want you to be safe. We want you to be healthy. We want you to join us next time. We will see you tomorrow night for Kingdoms of Mist. We will see you on... Are we doing the Session Zero online or not?
That will be behind the scenes because there's so much to go over.
Got it. So we will see you in 2 Saturdays for the first session of Monster Hearts, and we will be seeing you next week for the next session of Emerald Sanctums. Thank you all very much, and remember, give them some love, and we will see y'all next week.
Good night.
Good night to everybody, and be safe, please. It's crazy out there.